I think everyone's been able to add band names.
Oh, that's great news.
Yeah, I think I've seen people add band names. Like, I know I did one.
Oh yeah, do it all the time. Sorry about that. In our Discord, we add. There's a thing where you can do band names, and Herniated Disciples is the new band name. Okay. Oh fuck, that's really funny. And my back hurts. Okay. Yeah. So then he's saying, I'll be right back, basically, and then he wasn't. Did I get that out kind of close?
Yeah, I mean, you're not far off, but
Okay.
if you'll go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 27.
Okay. Is it weird for somebody to be like, "Hey guys, I'm leaving for a bit, but you have to miss me. You have to miss me. Come on."
I feel like you would say that.
You're not allowed to not miss me, okay? Yeah, like I can't make it for the end of a live. I'll just be like, I got to go to bed, but you have to miss me.
You guys stay here on my page while I'm gone, even though I'm not live.
Just sit and look at my profile. You have to miss
Just
me.
wait. Yeah. Okay. Matthew 19, what?
Verse 28.
Okay, this is page 837. Then Peter said in reply, "Look, we have left everything and followed you. What then will we have?" And Jesus said to them, "Truly, I tell you, at the renewal of all things, when the Son of Man is seated on the throne of his glory, you who have followed me will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel," which I'm not part of. "And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or fields for my name's sake will receive 100-fold and will inherit eternal life. But many who are first will be last, and the last will be first." So this is interesting. So I should leave my my wife and kids? Is this why there's so many shitty dads? Is it this verse?
Absentee fathers. Well, they learn it from God. He's the first absentee father. Like our Father who art in heaven, who never talks to us or does anything with us or ever plays catch with us.
Shallow be thy name.
Shallow be thy name, yeah.
Well, David, this has been really, I think, eye-opening into the biblical contradictions as well as just general bad parenting advice. I don't know if this worked. Did you feel like this worked at all, Joel?
No, I feel like it was kind of a half-assed thing. You know what happens? Christians think that the words in the Bible are powerful and they're going to reach you. But we could just as easily be reading Jabberwocky, as I've done many times on my live. It's all just made-up nonsense words that don't do anything. And that's what just happened here. And David doesn't even want to be in the app half the time to engage with the conversation.
I don't have Jabberwocky. I have the Tao.
Yeah, that one's probably a little bit more coherent than Jabberwocky, which is a bunch of made-up words. But
yeah, I mean, Tao's a made-up word.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of this sounds like contradictions too. So it's a little bit confusing.
Mezzo, did you hear my incredible apologetic or counter-apologetic I came up with yesterday? I thought of it earlier that day, and it goes back to the first passage that David had you read where the word became flesh or whatever. And I was like, name one time, one word in the English language or any language that people didn't make up. One word that human beings didn't make up.
Okay. Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to push back and maybe, what about onomatopoeias?
Just the sound, us saying the sound, ping.
We heard a splash,
ping,
and then they were
splash.
"What was that?" It was a splash. Didn't you hear it went splash? Okay, maybe.
I think that's still us making up the word to represent the sound. Obviously, the sound was made naturally,
but it's closer.
Oh, it's so close, yeah. But I think
But then what would the word be of that? Do you think it was sploosh?
Splooge.
Yeah.
But the brilliant counter-apologetic is in the beginning was the Word was God, the Word was with God. You know that whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We made up all the words. So we made up the God.
I love that.
It's watertight.
It's sploosh tight, splash tight.
It's totally splooge tight.
Yeah. David, thank you so much for sharing all these verses with us. I found them wildly unconvincing, although the stuff that did disprove Christianity was really great, and I appreciate those. Did you have any other things you wanted to share with us, or should we go on to it? We have some other guests we could talk to also.
Are you guys familiar with the haptic structure of the scriptures?
No.
So it's very interesting.
Haptatic?
Yeah,
What does that word mean?
It's basically the
do you
structure
spell it?
of the scripture. It's heptatic. Heptatic.
Hepatic. Related to the liver?
No.
Some really cool hepcat came up with it. It's just really hip.
Hepatic, it means it's like a liver related thing.
No. Heptatic, I think it is.
Heptatic. Oh, heptatic. Did you mean hepatic? I don't see this word.
Why don't you explain it, David?
So basically, are you guys familiar with the last chapter of Mark, chapter 16? The last 12 verses
Oh, yeah, those are the ones where they added them later.
That's the supposed...
Or they aren't in all the versions.
Supposedly, but they actually are, because it can be proven through this heptatic structure. It's basically a structure of sevens that the text is built upon.
Oh, okay. Oh,
why didn't you just say numerology?
Yeah. Well, it's specifically
it's not
all numbers, just 7.
It's not
like
exactly
a-
numerology.
Oh,
you could
septagon.
categorize it that way. So, all of the
heptagon. Is a heptagon a 7-sided shape? Is that right? Yeah,
but
the
David,
sevengon.
does that mean that like somebody added something to Mark just to do the sevens game?
the author, which is the Holy Spirit, made sure that there was a security system in place to prove that this came from God and not merely from man.
Okay.
Yeah, except that if it's added later, he may have forgotten for the early renditions of the book.
Well, the first author didn't have that, but a later author was like, we have to add some stuff to this to make it 7
more secure,
more sevens.
So there's So there's a guy named Chuck Missler that does a study on this particular chapter of Mark, and he goes through the last 12 verses of that chapter and proves statistically that it came from God, that there's no way that somebody could have wrote that by chance or that somebody added it later to the end of the book.
Statistically.
Now, after he rose early on the first day of the week, I feel like so far, a guy could have written that.
Yeah.
He appeared first to Mary Magdalene, from whom he had cast out 7 demons. There's the 7. Did you hear that, Joel? He's right.
Whoa.
When did he cast 7 demons out of Mary Magdalene?
Just in that part, probably, just like mentioned. He casts out so many demons, it's just like they can do some sort of like half mentions.
When did that happen? Is that real? Is that the first mention of that?
None of it's real. That's so cute. None of it's real. That's so funny to ask.
No, I mean, what I mean is like, is that the first time they mentioned that? They're like, by the way, we didn't mention this earlier in the story. But
David,
7.
are you with us? I don't know the answer to this.
I'm not sure if that's the first mention of that, but I think it may be the only mention of it.
Okay. Well, it sounds so far again like a guy could have made this up. She went out and told those who had been with him while they were mourning and weeping. But when they heard that he was alive and had been seen by her, they would not believe it. I'm with them. Yeah. After this, he appeared in another form to 2 of them as they were walking into the country. And they went back and told the rest, but they did not believe him. Now, this is like one of my favorite verses in the Bible, to be honest, because they And this is like a sad true thing, but when someone close to you dies, and like for the weeks after that, months maybe even, you like will see them at the grocery store. Like you'll see them from behind and at first be like, holy shit, is that like my aunt or my friend or whoever it is? Like you'll have a moment of like this. And then after like you get a little closer and turn around, you're like, oh, like not even close. But at first glance, it is a bit startling. Mm-hmm. And this is exactly what happened. Like they just saw someone else and they were like, and then realized it didn't look like him. And they were like, it must have been him in a shapeshifter form. So Jesus came back, morphed into a different person, and was like slyly revealing himself to people. What the fuck is this story? Like, why would he do any of this? It's so dumb. What is happening? Skinwalker?
His ways are higher.
Later, he appeared to the 11 themselves as they were sitting at the table, and he upbraided them for their lack of faith and stubbornness. So this is like an updo with braids. So you braid it first, like long, and then kind of like they twirl them up into a bun and then pin it in. So you have like a updo with a upbraid. Great look, by the way. Especially back then. It was pretty popular at the time. Because they'd not believed. Yeah, and so I assume now he's morphed back to himself, David, by now. Is that right?
Yeah,
or he looks like Jesus again now, or is he morphed into the other guy?
Yeah, he's Jesus.
Okay.
He was always Jesus.
Well, when he was in a different form earlier, he appeared in another form to two of them, but now he's morphed back into Jesus. So, and then he said to them, "Go into all the world and proclaim the good news of the whole creation to the whole creation. The one who believes and is baptized will be saved, but the one who does not believe will be condemned. And these signs will accompany those who believe. By using my name, they will cast out demons. They will speak in new tongues. They will pick up snakes. And if they drink any deadly thing, it will not hurt them. They will lay their hands on the sick and they will recover." Now, you don't believe any of that, though, David, do you? Like, you don't think you could drink poison just because you believe in Jesus, right?
I believe that if I did drink poison accidentally, that I could recover in Jesus' name, yeah. And I believe that actually...
No, sorry, it doesn't say accident. It says if they drink any deadly thing, it will not hurt them.
Yeah, if they do, not...
Yeah, but you don't believe that.
That doesn't imply on purpose.
Yeah, it does. Anything, any deadly thing does. It implies purposes and accidents. It doesn't say if they drink some deadly things. It says any, all.
Like you could do it on purpose and you'll be fine. So you could do it. Because
you're still drinking a deadly thing. Yeah, it would still work. But you don't believe that. You believe you're altering the text to make so that you don't have to like believe this as hard. Which Jesus said earlier that you're he's going to be
misinterpreting the text so that you don't have to believe it. It's true.
No, this is what you're saying. It says any deadly thing. And earlier in the other one you showed me is that Jesus is going to be super ashamed of you for denying him just now when he comes back in the year 50. Right?
Guys, I got to go. I'm going to spend some time.
Yeah, spend some time with your family before you
drink
poison. I think I disconnected Joel. It did that damn jump again. Does that jump?
You cut me off before I said Drano.
Drink Drano. I told you the joke that my buddy used to say about Drano, right?
I don't remember.
It was just about how he was like feeling all. I'm gonna get in trouble from this. He's feeling all sad and depressed lately, so he's gonna do self-unaliving. And this is like a stand-up joke that he does, which great topic for stand-up. And then he says, so I went to the store and I bought some Drano. It's like $12. I brought it home. And I got there, I look at it, and the lid had been tampered with. I'm not drinking that.
Yeah.
Such a great joke. It's so good. I want to credit him. I don't know if he would want to be associated with this in any way or not. He probably wouldn't mind, but he also isn't watching. But we'll say RW. It's fucking funny. Footballer, foot agent. Well, welcome in. What's your age and religion? football
I'm
agent.
30 years old. I'm a Christian.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And, do you want to help me find Jesus? Because I'm not a Christian.
Jesus, for you to find him, you need to change your perspective. You need to believe. You need to have faith. And then you need personal experience.
Okay. So I have to first believe, right? That was the first thing?
No, you first need to change your perspective.
Oh, to what? Like a bird's eye view?
To yeah, because remember, everything exists within your brain. So if your brain does not
Actually, I was thinking about
accept
this.
the
This might do
idea,
it. If I do this, if I switch to gray, how does that look?
I think we already have that perspective because, like, I believe that God only exists in people's brains.
No, he's saying to not think with your brain. You saying to think with something else?
Oh, stop thinking with our brains, football?
Right?
no, I'm saying everything exists in your brain. So if you can perceive it, then it exists.
Okay. I'm thinking about a unicorn. Are those real now?
Is there a unicorn there now?
It started clomping around.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Get out of here. Jesus.
Get some sugar lumps.
Okay. Okay. So that worked a little better than I thought it was going to. Let's try.
So that exists. Next. Do it with God. Quick.
I'm fucking dead. Oh my God. That was too much. Could you really hear it like that well? That was really funny. It was just like the door or something. Oh man, I'm crying. That was really funny. All right. Footballer, you win best guest of the morning so far. Let's try it with oh, I got it. Footballer, you with me? Are you ready? Check this out. I'm thinking of a 19-sided square. It has 19 sides to it, and it's a square. Is that real now?
I think you did not understand what I was trying to say. So
Oh, do you want to try again?
maybe you should ask me what I mean.
I thought I understood what you meant, so I didn't have to ask you what you meant. But now that you're confused by my confusion, what do you mean?
Clearly you did not understand.
I don't understand. But you're also rubbing your microphone a lot. Like you're doing a lot of this. So if you could stop doing that and then tell me what you mean, that would help.
Okay, no problem. First of all, remember, human beings don't base their life on truth. They base their life on perception, faith, and belief.
Okay.
And then they also base their life on personal experience.
Is that true?
What you are just telling me now.
Is that a fact, footballer? That what you just said, is that true?
It is true.
How do you know that that's true? Do you just perceive it to be true?
There's no. Yeah, because what you perceive to be true becomes true. You understand?
I don't know if that's true though, because now we don't know
what
what's
I'm
true.
trying to say.
Shit, like you just said that we have no idea.
What is reality?
I don't know anymore. You got me in a spiral here. I'm dizzy.
Yeah, it's because you don't give me a chance to explain to you what I mean. You just keep on assuming what I mean. So because you try to think what I mean, then you end up not getting the point.
You should jump to the chase, football, but just be a little bit more generous with us and just like explain yourself. You seem to be doing like 2 words every 15 minutes.
So what is happening here is, if I ask you, Joel, what is reality? How can you explain reality to me?
That's not explaining something. That's asking me a question.
Do you want us to explain reality to you? You want us to explain reality to you?
Yeah, so that you can.
How will us explaining reality to you help me find Jesus?
you will see that reality does not exist. So therefore, your perception is the one that
well, then God
brings
isn't
you
real.
to what you see.
If reality doesn't
That's your
exist, then God
perception.
isn't.
Yes, that's your
No,
perception.
no. If
You see,
reality
now you are
doesn't exist,
explaining
does
that
God exist in reality?
there's no such thing as reality because human beings don't base their life on reality.
Does God exist?
According to my perception here and my experience, yes, it does exist.
Okay, and so you just want me to like be confused until I believe in something you're saying? Is that your trick here? You want me to be like, I don't know anything.
No, you
I'm
don't
a
have to.
baby. I have no thoughts. I don't know what to think. And then you can just tell me something. This is like a brainwashing tactic. It's an interesting move. It's not a bad
it's
move.
not unless you can prove to me what is reality.
I don't have to. If you don't believe in reality, then I have nothing else to say to you. Because anything I say to you, you won't accept. You believe in unicorns and gods. Right? Like you don't think reality is true.
No, I'm not talking about that.
You don't accept truth, so I can't prove you anything at all.
No, reality exists in your brain.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I think so cool.
So you cannot.
Therefore, I am. I think that like this. By the way, this isn't like football isn't special in this. Christians they have to try to disassemble reality and completely undermine what your actual experience is in the real world in order to bring their pretend God up and make the pretend God seem reasonable. It's really silly. It's really, really silly.
I guess footballer agent, I would say reality is just like everything that actually exists.
And which is?
Do you want me to list everything that exists? Okay.
Because
pencils,
you are telling me your
microphones, phones, keyboards, hunks.
Okay, can I ask you a question? So that
I was just seeing the things I was seeing around in reality and listing them. So is that what you meant by listing all the things in reality? Notice I didn't mention God.
Yes, let's talk about the pen that you just did. What is the reality that this pen exists?
What is the reality that it exists? That sentence doesn't make sense.
Yes. You said that this thing, the pen exists, right? Is the reality. Example of the reality. So how
this is part of reality. It exists, so it's part of reality. Do you disagree?
No, I'm asking you to tell me how did you come to a conclusion that this is a reality that the pen exists?
I'm convinced it exists. I mean, do you want to prove me wrong? You don't think this is real? If you want to prove me wrong, I'm open-minded.
So you are convinced? You believe?
I'm so confused.
No, I'm not proving you wrong. I want to show you.
Utterly confused. Like I feel like you're like trying to hypnotize me with your confusion. But go ahead and explain.
No, I'm not.
Prove to me that this isn't real. Go ahead. You just do that. Prove to me that it's not real. Or give me any good reason to believe it's not.
Put something or drink. It's not what? I'm saying maybe you're hallucinating. Maybe you're not looking at a pen. Maybe you're daydreaming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so do you want to demonstrate that? Or do you just have maybes?
You look so good.
No, I don't have to. You have to because you are the one saying that it
with
exists.
Me. This guy doesn't think this pencil's real.
It's real, dude.
She said it's real.
What if she's drunk? What if she's hallucinating also?
He thinks you might be drunk. That's reasonable.
Or hallucinating?
It's 7:24 in the morning, football. Calm down. All right, football. I don't think you have anything to offer. Certainly nothing interesting to offer. And we do have other guests, so I'm probably going to move on to a better one. Did you want to try to make me think that this pencil's actually not real, or do you want to talk about Jesus, or should we move on?
I think you don't understand what I'm trying to say. I think what I'm trying to say is so deep
Correct.
that it requires you to be like relaxed and patient so that you can actually, because I was talking with someone.
Do you
in
think
another
this is the
case, he
first time
understood
I've
what I
ever
was saying.
considered that reality might be an illusion? Do you think you're the first person to bring this to my attention? I've been wondering that since I was 6. Every
Yeah,
fucking
but why are
toddler
you
wonders
not
this. This is not
understanding?
new.
Yeah, why doesn't make sense? Because it's like simple for me. I feel like it's simple for you to understand what I'm saying.
I
think it's
understand
because-
exactly what you're saying. It's boring. Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, what you're saying is like easily dismissible. So like Mezzo is saying like, oh, that pencil exists. He's holding a pencil. He's experiencing the pencil. He believes it exists. And you say maybe it's an illusion. And he's like, well, maybe it's not. Now where are we? You have to prove something. You
Then
can't
we
just
are-
say maybe
Thank
it's an
you.
illusion and end of game over.
You know why I say maybe it's an illusion, maybe because he never even tested the pen, whether it's a pen. He just looks at it and believe it's a pen and hope it's a pen because it looks like
Okay.
a pen.
I'm convinced now that this is an illusion. I don't think reality is true anymore. You've convinced me. That's a good point. Now what?
Then why, when I tell you my reality that God exists, you want to impose your reality on my reality?
I'm not. I'm asking
where we
you.
are
I'm
going.
asking you to impose your reality onto me. Tell me that God exists.
No. No. I'm not imposing it. I'm telling you
I
that my
want you
reality
to.
and my
I'm here
perception
saying,
and my
help
experience.
me find Jesus. Is the prompt. I'm not saying I'm shoving my atheism down your throat.
I got
I'm
some
saying,
bad news.
oh, what?
Sorry to interrupt, but the thing is that if Foot could convince you that his God exists, he could be just another pencil. He might not exist.
Oh, shit.
As soon as
My point exactly. Now you are getting where I'm going with.
Okay, so I don't
Foot,
believe in
no reason to
reality.
talk to you.
But then, so I don't believe reality is real. And then once I start to believe in God, then that also won't be real.
Right.
Okay. Fuck. This is a troublesome point to make. Football, you've kind of disproved all of reality and God.
No, the point I'm saying is God exists in your reality.
No,
Okay.
he
You
doesn't.
understand?
No.
Which is perception.
I don't
which
have
is
reality.
Perception. No, God exists in your perception, in your because human beings
No, you
base
just
their life
disproved.
on
I don't. None of that stuff is real. That's what you just proved before, that the pencil's fake. I don't know what's real. So if God exists in my mind, it's fake.
No, it can't be fake because remember what human beings perceive and believe and experience.
Football.
It becomes truth.
You're fake.
That's
like,
what I'm
this whole
saying.
conversation is fake. Like it's existing in our minds, maybe, but it's not real. So we can just disregard it.
My point exactly. So it means at the end of the day, it's 50-50.
Nothing is
so
real.
everyone
It's
take
all a
any
waste of
direction.
time. Yeah.
So
My-
you just came
now
up
you
here
got
to
what I
waste
was
our
saying.
time? Look, this meaningless
No, you
unexistence that we don't
perceive-
exist
you
in
perceive
reality
waste
is
your time.
limited, and
That's
you're like killing everyone's vibe here. Do you have any Jesus to talk about, or do you just
No,
want to
you
talk
are
about like
perceiving-
boring metaphysics?
You are perceiving that I'm wasting time, which is fine.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you, guys. No, thank you.
Imagine. I like the like breaking it down, but nothing to build it back up with. That's the like it's over.
That's a like. There's so many times, so many of these arguments I've found that when they're like saying some like obviously dumb, pointless thing, if you accept it, they're just not used to it. They're just like, well, now I don't know what to do next. No one's ever thought that this. This guest isn't connecting. Gilbert, you're not connecting. I'm gonna disconnect Gilbert because that's not working. I hear someone named Mary that's not connecting.
Well,
Oh, May. Sorry, May. Welcome in. What's your age and religion?
May.
May's asleep. I can hear the echo.
First, that's an early morning nap.
That means that her speakerphone is on. Let's wake her up. All right, everyone in chat, turn your volume down because I'm gonna get real loud for a second. Wake up, man. You want to do top of the hour real loud?
That's right, folks. It is top of the hour at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are doing Mezzo Debates. That's right. Mezzo Debates live on a Sunday morning. It's Ass Baby, and we've got Nate Motsy. Take it away, man. Ugh.
Nothing? Jeez.
That's a heavy sleeper.
Holy cow. That was a deep snore. She must be having just the best dream. Just to dream about us. She's dreaming about like reality not existing. I'm gonna drop her down.
She was probably dreaming with that like guitar lead. She's probably dreaming she's a dog on a motorcycle. You know, can you just picture it?
Yeah, just like what are the beagle? Not the beagle.
Yeah, the
What's-
long ears flying in the wind.
What are they called? What are those long-eared
A
dogs called?
basset hound.
Basset hound flapping, but with the helmet. Donald, hi, welcome in. What's your age and religious affiliation?
I'm 58 and I'm a Christian.
Excellent. Welcome in. Do you think you could help me find Jesus today?
Probably not. I mean,
Give it a shot, though, right?
yeah, give it a shot. But a lot of things that y'all were talking about in the New Testament about miracles and all of this, people don't understand. Jesus never promised that to us. He promised it to the apostles only.
Amen.
The Bible explains that they could do them because you got to understand they didn't have a Bible. He was having them write the Bible.
I mean,
so
they
we
had
could-
scripture.
Well, they had.
They
the
didn't
Old
have the
Testament.
Bible yet, but they had the Old Testament.
They had the Old Testament.
Yeah.
He gave them the power to speak in tongues, which were other languages, to talk to the people around them. And
Okay.
he had them do signs to show the people they were from God, to believe him. That's why it says when that which is complete comes, the Bible, these signs will be done away. And that which was perfect is the Bible.
Yeah, he's
And
talking
that's
to
why-
the disciples only. And he
Yes.
says, go
That's
into
why he-
all the world, proclaim the good news to the whole creation. So he wants them to tell everyone. And it says, the one who believes and is baptized will be saved, but the one who does not believe will be condemned. And these signs will accompany those who believe. By using my name, they will cast out demons. They will speak. Oh, no, he's talking to everybody. He says, everyone will do this. Yeah, that was incorrect.
And if we read the New Testament and keep it in the order he's writing it, if we look, it shows that when the Corinthians believed and they believe, it says they were baptized, but they didn't receive the Holy Spirit. Apostles heard-
But Donald, like if it's true that this was just for the apostles, then what are you doing on this live? It sounds like you've gone into all the world to preach the gospel, but that's only what the apostles were supposed to do.
All the world, Jill. There's only.
Why are we splitting that up? Like if he is talking only to the apostles about like the demons and stuff that they're going to do, then it's also only to the apostles to go into all the world, right?
Yeah, you're not supposed to be talking about this, I think.
not, because that's why he was telling them to teach others they may teach. And they were writing the scriptures. For
And
us
do the
to go
snake
by.
stuff. It says that they'll all do the snakes.
It does
Yeah,
that
that's what
because
Mezzo just read, is that all the people
if
that
you-
believed would end up doing the snakes.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say everybody. Because if you
It
look,
really does, Donald. It like is so
It doesn't.
does.
When-
Okay,
well,
we'll read
let
it
me-
again.
if you're not going to let me speak, I might as well just leave. Because
It's fine. You kind of have a lot of background noise anyway, so that'd be fine. But let's just read
I'm
it
in.
again and make sure. Later, he appeared to the 11 themselves as they were sitting at the tabernacle. So he's talking to 11 because Judas was big mad, right? You good? Right? Judas isn't there. So that's why they say the 11.
Because Judas hung himself.
Oh, he had already done that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so he upbraided them for their lack of faith and stubbornness. So he comes back to life and he's like, what are you doing? What are you all doing? And because they didn't believe, and those who saw him after he had risen, or they did not believe those who had seen him. So people said he was back to life and they didn't believe, and so he's mad at them. And he says to them, go into all the world and proclaim the good news to the whole creation. He's telling the 11 to go tell everyone else, right? And what he's saying to them is to tell them that the one who believes and is baptized will be saved, but the one who does not believe will be condemned. Is that for everybody?
Everybody that should believe should be saved if they're baptized, yes.
Not just the 11, but the whole world. Okay. And these signs will accompany those who believe. Is that those who believe for everybody or just for the 11?
For the 11 apostles.
So now he switched. So he says, tell everyone that everyone who is saved will be saved and everyone who doesn't believe will be condemned. And these signs will accompany just only the 11 of you. Right?
Yes.
So when he says these signs will accompany those who believe, he's changed it back to just only be about the 11. And it doesn't say that here, but you're changing the words of the Bible here to be that?
No, I don't change them. When he
See,
was
that doesn't
sending
make
them
sense
out-
then, because he was
Hold
just
on.
saying tell everyone.
If you read the Bible and keep it in the order he wrote it, and he's telling them, when he breathed on them and sent them out, he said, I give you the Spirit.
Yeah.
He goes, now you go wait for the promise I promised you, that you will receive power from
Problem
on
is
high.
the and here, Donald. This and really
Okay,
fucks you
are we-
because he's
are
saying
we-
those who believe will be saved, those who don't believe will be condemned, and in
we
connection
ready
to that, these signs will accompany those who believe. These
reading
signs will
this in
accompany.
Then
Donald,
you
I'm
gotta
reading
build
the
an ark
Bible.
you got to build an ark to be saved.
What?
You have to build an ark to be saved.
Okay,
You wanna
let's
put
do
it
that
in
then.
that
So,
stance,
okay,
then
so
we
this
have to
didn't
build an
work.
ark
So,
to be
to find Jesus, we have to build an ark like a boat.
Yeah, you got to build an ark to be saved.
Okay.
You want to take scriptures out of reference because you say and. You're using an English translation of a Bible.
Which one
that
do you want to
wasn't
read?
Written in English. If you take the Koine Greek, the language it was written in, because a lot of the
What does it say in
translation
that
ain't
one?
perfect because of the way we translate them.
What does it say in that one?
But if we take the whole Bible as a context, the New Testament as a context, it shows us what he's talking about.
All right, here's
But
the King
people don't
James
wanna do that.
version. He said to them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He's not even just including people now. He's like bats and stuff. He that believeth.
You're going to take a translation written by an English translation there put.
I'm just trying the only other
That's what I'm
translation I
saying.
have here. We'll do it on the internet and we'll check them all, okay? And these signs shall follow them that believe. Again, it's saying follow people who believe. It's not saying anything specifically about the 11.
But if we
and it follows
read
the and.
the
Let's look
whole-
at the in
If we
Greek.
read every context of every scripture that relates to that, we know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Daniel, Donald, do you read the Conan? Donald, do you read the Conan Greek? Are you able to read Greek? Or?
Yes, I studied it for 2 years.
Okay, so let's find this. I mean, I would love to see this say, and then the 11 only. Okay.
Well, read it when he's talking about the Corinthians believed and they were saved. It says, but they did not receive the Spirit. When the apostles heard, they sent the apostles, they laid their hands on them.
What verse was
And when
this?
the sorcerers seen that by the laying on
Donald,
of the
I can
apostles'
only do
hand,
one thing at a time. So these sorcerers you're talking about, I really want to know about, but I want to find this first, and I can't hear you and look up the Greek translation of Mark 16 at the same time, right? I don't have that brain capacity. Sorry. So Mark 16:15. That's what we're looking up. Mark 16:15. Okay, he said to them, "Go ye into the world and preach the gospel to every creature." Oh, actually, it's not 16. It's 17. Mark 16:17. or 16:16. And these signs shall follow them that believe. Okay, so this is the one, and we're going to look at it in the Greek. It says, he that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. Okay, so that is 16:16. Now we'll go to 16:17. And, there's the Greek word "de" here, which means and. And these signs shall follow them that believe. And the them here is which is just means people, like those people there. Believe in my name, they shall cast out devils, they shall speak out new tongues. Yep, so it's about everybody in the Greek here.
But it's not. It's in the context he's sending them out. He says, you go wait in the city and you will receive the promise I promised you, that you will receive power from on high.
Well, Donald, I believe you over the scholars and the original Greek translation, so I'm going to go with you instead.
That's why we have thousands of denominations teaching thousands of different things, because everybody agrees with what the Bible says.
Well, I'm going to go with what you say, although your microphone is so windy. Like,
yeah, because I'm fishing.
Okay, do you think you could put your hand around your mic or something? Like, it's really bad. It's
okay, I'll just get my pickup.
Oh, that'd be good.
I feel like it would make more sense. Like if Donald, if it were to mean what you want it to mean, it would be in this order. Like, and maybe the original Greek does it this way, but it would be like Jesus spoke to the 11 and said, you guys are going to do incredible signs and wonders and cast out demons because you have the Spirit, and then go into all the world and preach the gospel, and they will also go into all the world and preach the gospel. You know what I mean? Like, because right now it seems like they're the ones that have to go into all the world, and then when they preach the gospel, all the people that believe are going to do all these signs and wonders. That's the order that the thing's written in. So if I was going to say one thing is for everyone, it would be the signs and wonders, not the preaching of the gospel. That would be only the 11.
That's
so
why
it's almost like
they didn't have a Bible.
It's almost like the opposite of what you're saying.
Is it?
Well,
Read every
written
scripture
there
that refers to the gifts.
Yeah, like if you go to John 14,
I'm trying to find something that helps him here.
If you go to John 14, John 14 says that they're going to be doing miracles like Jesus, and anyone who has faith can ask for anything in Jesus' name, and he will do it. That's anybody. So it kind of confirms the anybody thing.
I'm convinced by Donald. Jesus is only speaking about the disciples here, the 11 in particular, not Judas, who was hurt after this by his own rope. But Donald, how does this help me find Jesus?
Well, that's what I'm trying to explain. If we look, you're talking about, do we see miracles today? No, we don't, because God works in specific ways.
Right.
That's why he says, Jesus even said, you can mock Jesus. You can reject him.
He's like, I have a robe. Look at these holes in my hands. My crown hurts.
I've got glory holes in my hands. You did that one earlier.
Jesus says, when you blaspheme me, it can be forgiven. But if you blaspheme the Holy Spirit, there is no forgiveness. Why?
Oh, I'm the Holy Spirit. I don't even have a body. I'm like just the Spirit.
Because God spoke to Adam and Eve. They rejected God. He said, all right. He gave them prophets. They rejected prophets. He said, I will send my son. They will listen to him. They didn't. They rejected and crucified him. He goes, okay, well, I will send the Holy Spirit. He will guide the apostles to write this. And now we will all be judged according to his word, whether we do it.
Donald, you're giving me a lot of good reasons to not believe. We don't see miracles. Don't mock things that you can't see. You can mock Jesus. These are all like good reasons to not be a Christian. Do you have any reasons to be a Christian?
He says we got the Bible to go by it. We'll be judged by it, whether we do the things.
Yeah, but we can't really fully understand the Bible because the Bible's written. Well, it's backwards sentences. It seems to say one thing, but it means completely other things. So we actually have to talk to guys that are fishing, sitting in pickup trucks to tell us what it means, which is really like unreliable.
Maybe instead of the
It's
pickup
very
fisherman
simple.
translator version, he should have like written the English better. They should have just written it in English.
They did. They have a deaf Bible for deaf people. It's transliterated actually a lot better than the King James.
What does that
Because
one
they
say
read
about
different.
how to find Jesus?
It says, if you believe and you're baptized, you will be saved.
I've been
it says-
baptized, but I don't believe. That's what I'm looking for here.
But that's it, is you can only believe if you choose to believe. Nobody can make you believe.
Okay. Well, I choose to believe. Hold on, I'm trying.
Jesus says, if you believe.
Hold on,
and
I'm
you're
trying to.
baptized-
I'm trying to believe you.
It's not easy to choose to believe something, so he has to work on it.
How do you do that? What?
Well, plug your ears and read the Bible, maybe, because it has to be the deaf Bible.
Donald, can you choose to believe anything?
You can believe what you want to believe.
I don't think that's true. Can you believe in unicorns?
Yeah, if you want to.
No, can you?
Doesn't make it real.
Right. Dang it. Okay, so I don't think you can really choose a belief. I'm not convinced that that's possible. So you'd have to prove, first of all, that it's possible to just like choose to believe something you're not convinced of.
Well, okay. Can majority of geologists, if you go watch, it's on Prime, you can watch it. The Grand Canyon. Explain the Grand Canyon. Because actually, most geologists prove it was created very short time, not over a long period of time. There's too much evidence that shows that it had to be created.
Can we go
in a
back
short
to the
period.
sorcerers thing? If we're going to pivot, I
yeah.
want to hear about the sorcerers.
Yes. Well, Elamai the sorcerers, it says, when the apostles came and laid their hands on them, they received the Spirit. And he says, and he, seen by the laying of the apostles' hands, the Holy Spirit was given, he offered them money to buy the gift. And they say, may your money perish with you, because you thought you could buy the gift of God with money. And it said it was by the laying on of the apostles' hands the Holy Spirit was given.
So what do we
When
need
the
money
Holy
for?
Well, that's what they said. His money's perished because he thought he could buy God's gift with money.
Yeah, aren't
And
we
they
supposed to like
said
get rid of
that-
all of our money?
Look, well, hold on. It has nothing to do with money. If you look at the disciples, it says when they sent the disciples out, they laid their hands on them and gave them the power to speak in tongues and heal. Well, they went out. Well, they taught the Corinthians who believed and were baptized. Why could they not lay their hands on them and give them the power? It says only the apostles could do it. When the apostles came and laid their hands on them, they received the gift to
Donald,
speak in
what do you
tongues.
think you're talking about? Like, why are you talking about this?
Why? Because you were sitting there. I'm trying to explain.
You were going to tell
saying
me
is
about a
their word.
sorcerer?
Yes, because it shows he tried to buy the power to lay his hands on people and give them gifts. And it says
I
your
don't
money
think
perished
these
with you.
gifts are real. I don't think what you're talking about really happened. I just want to hear about the sorcerers. That sounded cool.
That sounds, oh man, y'all are funny. See, you reject anything that can teach you, and you want to make fun of it.
Well,
One day you gotta
Donald,
stand
you're not
before God,
saying
and
you're
then
not
you
saying
gotta
anything.
explain to him.
Donald, you're not saying anything real. You're just talking.
not.
This doesn't
Well,
prove anything. I
You're
could
telling the stories
recount,
from the Bible.
I could recount
Well,
Lord
show
of the
me.
Rings to you. It doesn't mean it happened. Like, what are you talking about?
What your
What it
job
takes-
right now is, Donald, isn't to just recite the Bible. It's to make the Bible convincing. Okay? The Bible, when I
There are
read it, it
pagan
says
writers.
shut up, Donald. It says we lay hands on people. They speak in tongues. They're sorcerers. That's neat. That's so cool. I don't believe it. Make it convincing. Don't just read it.
Okay. There's pagan writers that Roman soldiers and them that wrote about Jesus' crucifixion. They weren't
Okay.
in the Bible. They were writing their sons and writing other people telling about when he was crucified, the darkness covered the land for 3 hours. There's recordings outside of the Bible that record his crucifixion and that
Okay.
Pilate had him put to death. I mean, so it's not just the Bible that records about Jesus. He is recorded in history,
Okay.
but
Does that mean he's the guy who made the universe?
he is. He did it.
Is that what their
Oh, you
writing
gotta-
says?
If-
They said
if
the
you
guy who
are-
made the universe died today? Is that what they
if
wrote?
you or one person can show me a transitional fossil, I'll believe what you believe. Oh, and you can't do it. See, it's funny because you can't do it.
You're pivoting like so much. You're giving everyone whiplash here. You're all over the place. I feel like, are you a fly fisherman? You doing fly or lure?
I use stink bait. I catch catfish.
Oh, okay. So you setting up the bells, right?
I just sit here and wait for a catfish to take my bait, and I catch him.
In the middle of the day? Aren't those a night catch?
Well, no, you catch some good catfish out here at daytime.
Oh, okay.
See,
all right. Let's see here. Let's look at that.
The way they want to believe it. That's why we got so much confusion. Is they don't want to listen to Jesus. They want to listen to what men teach the Bible say. Jesus says, "You believe, you're baptized, you'll be saved." And
there's not the confusion.
God, your man as yourself.
Donald, the confusion comes from the book, because when we read that passage, going back to the whatever it was, it seems to say the exact opposite of what you're saying it says. So if you're like, well, listen, you have to like go and cross-reference every other passage and like use your imagination and draw everything together, and that's how it makes sense. Well, that's not how you communicate effectively, right? The way you communicate effectively is you just say it directly. And if it's a problem with translation, that's not really on us. That's on the guy that is all powerful, all knowing, and created everything and wanted us to be communicated with, wanted to reveal himself through the book. It's his fault for sucking so bad at communication, right?
Is it? It's because if he walked with them, literally walked with them, and explained it to them, and they disobeyed him, he didn't create robots. He gave us a free will.
Then he failed at the mode of communication. He should have done live streams on TikTok, and he should have done like wrote it himself down on a rock that could not be tampered with, or actually not a rock, some sort of maybe a gold tablet or something, and that could not be tampered with. And that's how we get the message from Jesus' hand himself, or from God's finger, or whatever.
You know the skywriting airplanes, Joel? I've thought about this. What if you just like he just made the clouds always like that, just shaped in his like, I'm God, I made these clouds.
Yeah, that would be actually fucking genius.
And then you could like over each region, you could like have different languages, so it's like translated in every language.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it's like for the whole year, there's like a different message every day, so you can read your scripture.
Oh, it's like the Advent calendar thing.
Yeah, and it's also
your
like
best today.
New information.
Yeah. All right, Donald. I think we're gonna go on to someone else. Good luck with your fishing. I hope you don't catch anything. Have a lovely time. Okay. I don't like fishing. Is a weird sport to me. Like, if you eat it. Like I'm kind of like, okay, that's a little better, but people who
just throw it back, you're just torturing an animal.
It's a weird thing. That's what like my dad does that a lot. He does fishing, and I'm always kind of like, seems like a weird hobby. He's like, no, I let him go. Like that seems worse. You should fucking eat him if you're gonna do it. Like it's just such a weird like. I'm only gonna torture this animal for a little while, and then I'm gonna throw it back in the water. For me, it's weird.
It's weird that they go like, oh, they don't feel it. I'm like, do they not feel it? Like, I don't know if they feel a thing in their cartilage around their mouth, but like I've had it where I fished when I was younger. Yeah. They swallow the hook.
Yeah.
So like you have to rip out their throat to put them back. Like you're going to hurt these fish.
He also does hunting. So it's kind of like, if your excuse is like, well, we put them back, we don't want to like hurt animals. Like you also just shoot birds. Like it's pretty like don't say that that's what it is. I don't know. I'm like the whole thing is like strange to me. Even though like I kind of grew up around that. Like when I look back on it now, and I am a like super liberal, vegetarian person. So like that's part of it. But also like even when I wasn't, I remember just like being like, I don't know this seems like a strange hobby to hurt animals, but kids who grow up to be serial killers do it, so who knows. Just spit the truth. Wait, I can't ever see speak truth. Welcome in. What's your age and religion?
Thanks y'all for letting me up. I am 50 and I am ex-Mormon.
Oh, I guess I'm pre-Mormon. I mean, we might all be.
Right. Well, they're going to baptize you, just so you know. Have you ever heard of baptism for the dead?
Yeah. I think it's great.
I've done
I love
that.
it.
I've done that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
On
went
a real
to the
dead body?
No. They
You
don't
just
have
spray
the
a hose on
bodies.
the cemetery kind of thing.
No, they have a list. Like Mormons will submit lists of family members. That's why genealogy is so important to them.
Yeah.
Is they will submit lists of their ancestors that were not members of the church, and you do baptism for them in their name. And I did that at the DC temple, which is
the
beautiful,
thought that,
by the
like,
way.
there's souls in hell, and then after you baptize them, they like out of hell and get to go to their like polygamy planet.
Well, they don't believe in hell.
Oh.
There are
Some of them
3
do.
levels of heaven, and the top level of heaven has 3 more levels. It's crazy. I can talk about this all day.
I mean, I find it very interesting too, but I'm really only speaking to people who currently believe in Jesus. Do you not believe anymore?
No, I don't. But if I can just say a few things.
I mean, not really. Like, only like you're a fascinating person, but there's like a rule of the live that you're only allowed to come up if you're a W Mezzo Plus subscriber, and I don't see the star on your name, so it's just legally I'm not allowed.
What does that mean? Double Mezzo Plus?
W Mezzo Plus. It's just a subscription thing that my agent set up. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I hit your heart me.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, but no, it's like a
yeah.
different tier. I don't know. It's like a weird thing. Yeah. So sorry about
Okay.
that, but I just have to let you go.
Can I just say a couple of things before you?
The problem is
Let me get in trouble.
it is like just
Okay.
shaking. It is a money grab. You caught him. It is
Yeah.
something his manager set up, so he can't just let
I don't
people
even get it.
go on. Yeah, it's like he gets like a 5%, but you can't do that, or else he will actually be kind of in trouble. Breach of contract, I guess. Is
Yeah,
how
and
they
then
say it.
everyone else who doesn't is going to want to come up too. So
Okay.
it's just a little something.
I
I'm sorry,
understand.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand. I enjoy your live.
Thank you. I enjoy you, and I'm glad that you have the correct worldview, and I'm proud of you. So thanks for coming by. Okay. Yeah, I wish it was different. Like you can't set the cost of these things once you have once you're under the agency.
Yeah, once you've got the agent, and they're doing money grabs left, right, and center, and we want to apologize to everyone for those money grabs. But that's Bjorn. Like, that's just something that we didn't expect. And I mean, the podcast for now is still free.
Yeah,
Can we just
and I know
say that?
people are going to say, "But Mezzo, you had this subscription tier before Bjorn bought the podcast." I know that was for the other one. That was like a different. That was the other thing.
Yeah, before they bought, like there was a window there where you would have let people up
Totally.
between agencies.
I wish it was now. I have 2 people trying to load, but it's not working. But look, my cat joined.
Hey, cat. Hey, Xena Warrior Princess.
You believe in Jesus?
Do you believe in Jesus? Well, in the meantime, when we don't have people there, Mezzo season 2 of episode 2 is coming up.
That's a great point. Yeah, the
Tomorrow
podcast we were
morning.
just talking about. I heard a little bit of this one, but I haven't listened to the whole thing. What is this one about? What do we got coming up?
I don't remember. I think there's something in there about God.
Sorry, my computer just crashed. Oh, we mentioned God in this one?
I think we mentioned God.
Okay.
Let me. I think it's. Hold on. Let me look at the title.
We have a chart. God's bad. It might be called. This one might be called God's bad. We think. Let's see. Well, our podcast, Bad Bible Debates, you can find a link in bio to it. It's also just on, Spotify, Apple Podcast, all those things. Bad Bible Debates. It's Joel and I, and we take debates like we've been doing today, and we kind of finesse them down. Of course, we used to edit them ourselves, meaning me, but now Brigida is the one doing that, which it's nice to have a staff, but also like kind of.
Well, one of the problems is that they don't speak English well, so they don't know exactly what words to take out and what words to leave in. So
we should have had a fisherman in his truck help translate. That would have been great.
Because I've noticed that they do, because of like how when you translate Sweden to English, you invert sentences. Have you ever noticed that with when you change languages?
It's like the car red instead of the red car.
Right. So what they do is they'll edit it. They'll edit the sentence and then they'll like switch up the words. Like they'll like switch around whole sentences and things. It sounds weird. You got to hear it. And it is live tomorrow. It is backwards. They transliterate it. Evan's right. They transliterate it in very strange ways. And
do you know the title of this one? Did you find that?
What's the second clip? I can find it. The second clip.
I have no idea.
All right, I'll find it.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't have access to it anymore. I used to know it. Yeah. So it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird working for somebody, but it is also nice to be, we got bought out, to be honest, and that was cool. I have this right here. I can show you guys this. So we got season 2. You believe this?
Yeah, this one's called
Season 2. Oh, Monopoly Jail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good stuff.
Which was based on one of your conversations, I believe.
Do you know what? In this episode, I remember now because we recorded this Thursday. We talked about this. I think in one of your clips, it has Justin, like Deconstruction
That's
Justin.
right. Justin.
And in one of mine, it has
it,
Thinker. Yeah. Like this is a star-studded episode.
Yes, for sure.
Did we overdo it?
I think we almost like the one thing that I don't love, and I've got to hear the episode because I haven't like listened to it since, but it's like, are we being overshadowed by the smarter people that we have on the podcast?
I definitely think that like I'm overshadowing you, but I don't feel like they're overshadowing you. Or you're at least not overshadowing them or me at all. Maybe they are for you and I am for you and I am for them.
Okay, so it's just you are the one that
you're all
like,
in my shadow.
Okay. All right. Well, at least that's good for you. One thing that would be good for me is just to figure out how I can overshadow them at least, and then maybe at some point match shadows with you, if not overshadow you. So I don't know if there's any hints.
You can't have two shadows. I don't think that's science works.
So it's either like one or the other. So have
you ever seen two shadows? Like,
I think so, but like I'm pretty sure I have. But
it's all coming from the same light source.
I would like to look out, like to prove it right now, but I have a very overcast day, so there are no shadows.
Good point.
My question is like, how did you get so to be able to overshadow everyone? Like, do you have any tips of being able
I
do
used to
that?
be able to edit it myself and I could make you look better. Like when I was doing season 1, I did a lot of work to make you look better. But now I slip a few bucks under the table to Brigida. You should try it.
Okay.
And try not to touch her leg when you're like if you're going under the table to slip.
That's the problem that I would
gotta
find.
be real careful.
I don't know how to do that. And she walks away from me usually when I enter different rooms and things. Like I've noticed that she'll like just walk away.
She's intimidated.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like I think it's because I go, I don't understand what you're saying. Oftentimes, like I said, I'll go, I don't understand you. Can you please speak without that accent? Like that's what I'll.
Yeah, it's rude.
Is that rude?
No, of her.
Yeah, because like I'm being clear, I'm enunciating, and I go, can you please enunciate your words?
Yeah,
I don't understand what you're saying.
and then she's like talking to me, so I don't know why you're interrupting too. It's kind of
Well,
weird.
I'm trying to eavesdrop, and she's just like talking to you in low tones, just like
I have no
whatever.
problem understanding her. Just to be clear.
It's in it. Like I wish people could hear how she sounds because
Do you want me
it
to,
is.
we can get her on an episode, but I can also she might not want to be on mic. Some people like mic shy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being camera shy, but with mic. And yeah,
But I think you're right because I've had like my phone out just because I'm always ready to be litigious, and I've had my phone out and I've been like, I'm recording, just so you know, I'm recording, and she'll like run.
that might turn people away a little bit. Yeah, I will say this though about the place. It is odd. Do you like? I don't feel super comfortable there.
Well, it's a new environment, and it's in like the Swedish Alps. Does Sweden have Alps? It's in the Sweden Alps, and
It's just in the tundrous wilderness of nothing. It's really out there. Yeah.
and they're just like the characters are just a little bit. They're unique,
Unsettling.
and I don't think it's just the accent, but that doesn't help.
No, it's there's a smell and and they're probably listening. I just remembered. So
Yeah, and a
This has
lot of
been a
sausages
joke.
hanging. Like even in like the studio, you wouldn't think that there'd be
the
so
meat
many
locker?
sausages hanging everywhere.
Yeah.
But I usually like indirect lighting, but it's so eerie. And I've been like, can you turn on like the ceiling lights? Can you flood? Because I want to see into the corners.
I don't know if they work.
They don't. Well,
I've
they're
never seen a
hanging-
light switch in the building.
They're dusty hanging lights that are never on, and then they just use the lamps, and I'm just like, I can't see where I'm going.
But the lamp on the tall ceiling, it's like 12 feet high. There's a lamp on the ceiling, and it has a pull cord to turn on that's like this long. Like, I don't know who's reaching this.
You can't reach that. You can't. Igor's tall. There's this guy
not
Igor there.
He is maybe he could.
He's not that tall, but he's like
He could
he's
stand on
tall.
a chair and maybe get there.
Maybe, yeah, because like you're tall and I'm tall, but like he towers over us. And
How tall are
he's
you?
hunched
I've asked
over.
you this before. Like, what's your actual numbers?
I'm 6'2",
Oh, yeah.
and he's taller than me. You know, big blonde Swede, and
He's like
hunched
6'8".
over.
It's crazy.
But he could still also not reach it. Like, so
Seen his
it's like-
knuckles. It looks like he has a whole extra, like you have like 1, 2, 3, and he has like a fourth. Like all of them look like they have
Yeah.
one extra.
He's a giant, and the thing about it is he's so tall. You would think that his arms would be like longer. They're actually above his waist. Like he's got a very, very strange proportions.
It's an odd shaped. It is an odd shaped man.
That's
yeah.
probably why he can't reach the light. His arms are too small.
Yeah.
But it is.
Anyways,
very
just so you know,
unsettling.
we've had 50 people in the guest box. We probably should have been taking them. They all just left.
Ow.
We probably talked a little bit too long. But if you are a religious person,
Yeah.
or even a person, and you want to talk about Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, anything in the Bible, now's your chance. I had thrown out the last guy because I thought he wanted to talk about fossils, but then the other people didn't load up. So now I'd rather talk about fossils, I think. But what we were talking about for people who just joined us was our podcast, Bad Bible Debates. New episode tomorrow. It's season 2, episode 2, which I think means it's our 15th total.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. 15 lovely episodes with my good buddy Joel here. And it's a good one that has Justin and Thinker in it. So give it a listen tomorrow.
The link is in our bios. Like both of us have link. If you guys, this is going to be on my YouTube Z. It's also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
So people always say, listen on your favorite podcasting app. I would even say, listen on your least favorite one.
Yeah, listen 2 or 3 times on all the different ones
Get
just
the
to see
numbers
if
going
there are
up.
different versions of it or something. Yeah. BBD, Bad Bible Debates. Again, links are in our bios.
Did you know that we hit number 6 on Apple Podcasts?
No, is that not true?
Number 6 on it was like the 6th thing on my playlist that I was supposed to listen to. I put
Really?
it in here.
What else is on there?
Just some songs.
What on a podcast app?
There's like my overall playlist.
Okay.
Apple Music. Oh, you know what? I deleted it. We're not even on that.
Oh, okay.
But we were temporarily at number 6 on Apple.
I haven't subscribed on Apple. I just search for it every time because I'm just not interested in subscribing.
Don't subscribe. Like, you're going to get the notifications. It's annoying.
Yeah. Like every time it's like, oh yeah, I know I posted it, so I know
I was there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Totally.
But it is a little bit disconcerting because I don't get to listen to it until it's up. And
But what would you change? Yeah.
I wouldn't
been
have
good.
the inverted sentences, and I would probably make my shadow a little longer.
You'd edit the audio so your shadow is bigger. Okay.
Metaphorically, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I that made sense. Yeah, I guess at this point we can take some. Whoever wants to come up.
We're a sucker for this shit.
There's a lot of
We
people
are
here.
both suckers for this shit.
Let's see here. This is someone named Diane Leather. Is it Leather or Lather? Diane.
L'enfant.
Oh,
It's Diane.
you said leather. I didn't realize you were trying to pronounce my last name.
I thought it's a lather.
It's l'enfant.
It's
Is that French for
so
leather
good.
my lather? Or lather my leather?
Probably lather.
it'll be French for whatever you want. It is lancier is how we say it.
Lancier? No, that's incorrect. You
it's-
spelled your
it's
name
a
wrong.
francophone.
What's your question you have for us?
So this is something I've been listening to you guys and watching a lot of Bible debates, even though I'm anti-religious. And,
All right, I'll take that
this is
on.
something-
Yes, you have.
This isn't
yes,
Joel, this
you
isn't a
have.
debate. She's not doing a debate thing. Like, this isn't a syllogism. So
Oh.
sorry, Joel's used to people coming up and saying
And
religious
I
stuff,
like
but-
asking a question, coming up with, and then I go, I'll answer that.
and you fight it. But this is a question that she just had about
Just asking a question. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll let that. I'll mute up.
Okay.
So this is my question. Why, this is what I don't understand. Why are we still born in sin if Jesus died to erase our sins? I can't figure that out.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. Right? Like, her whole thing was just, or his whole thing was like, hey, I'm going to fix all this. And then he left. Then he walked away. He literally floated away, and everyone was like, nothing changed. I guess we don't have to we don't have to kill rams anymore.
I thought his actual death was supposed to be the cleansing.
I think
Was he
in
supposed to do
reality,
something after he died?
I genuinely think in reality that people were like, I don't want to keep killing all of our lambs. Can we write a story up where we don't have to keep doing this anymore? Oh, someone's come and done this, so now that's the ultimate sacrifice, so now we can keep all of our goats. Yeah, like, I really think that's all that it was.
Okay, so there's no, like, the three of us don't believe in this, but within their own story, there's no explanation for this. It's just
it's
one of those gaps.
It's a big failure of the religion, I think. Yeah, that like
Oh, okay.
it was supposed to fix all this stuff and didn't do anything except for he saved was the goats. He's the goat messiah, right? Like that's really what he did. Is like all of the sacrifices of animals, they're saved. The animals should be Christians. Like, that makes more sense. But yeah, for humans, not that big of a difference. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense because animals get to just exist and get taken care of by humans, and so I guess they were saved.
I don't get it either. But thanks for coming up.
Okay.
And it's a good
Thank
question.
you.
You're right to be confused and that there's no answer. I think you're totally right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. W's for Diane in the chat, everybody. And Richie, go ahead.
I would have spanked. I just would have spanked her so bad on that. If it was a debate, I would have just destroyed. But anyway,
Debunked.
Yeah.
Do you want to start this one, Joel?
Hey, Ricky, how's it going?
Not too bad. Can you hear me?
Pretty good. Are you a Christian? Christian?
To get to Jesus, we have to display God first. So I guess we're like that would be the first thing to achieve here.
Isn't Jesus God?
Yeah, they're 3 in 1. So I guess we can first
to show him
break it down to
first.
God. Yeah, sure. So I guess like we can do this easily through intentionality, different derived states. So you have intrinsic intentionality and you have derived intentionality. There's
What is
no
that?
explanation.
So, Richie, just to slow you down, there's like 400 people here, and they're kindergartners. They have no idea what these words mean. So you're gonna have to like break it down a little bit more and explain what it means to be an intrinsic. What was it? Personality?
No. There's intrinsic intentionality.
Intentionality. Yeah. So what does that mean?
Yeah, sure. So for intrinsic intentionality, okay, in philosophy, you have 2 different types of intentionality. One is derived, and one is intentional, or it's intrinsic. Okay.
What's intentionality?
Intentionality is basically aboutness, or it's like a thought process, or it's like, for example, like when you think the thought Paris in your brain, Paris means.
Sorry, are you like loading a body in a trunk? What's all the noise?
No, my girlfriend's driving. I'm in the passenger seat.
Okay, it's really loud here, so.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it better now?
A little bit, yeah. It's just there's just a lot of background noise, and I'm trying to understand these difficult words. So, intentionality means aboutness.
Sure.
Like, is it like the description of something?
Yeah. So when you think the word Paris, what does Paris mean to you?
Paris, like from France?
Yeah.
It's just like the name of the city.
Okay. So that would be an example of. So I can break this down for you. So that would be an example of intrinsic intentionality. You have a thought process, but nothing can explain the thought process you're thinking. Even science can't do that. That would be derived intentionality. So a scientist can look at a brain scan. They can see that
Richie, you're talking 1,000,000 miles a second, and you're passing over these big, hard, difficult concepts like we all know what the hell you're talking about.
And you're pretending to have a girlfriend, so.
Okay, sorry, just a minute here. Okay, so intrinsic intentionality, or intentionality in itself, is aboutness, okay? And aboutness meaning things like mental states, okay? So like your consciousness, essentially.
Is an intentionality?
It's intentionality. When you think the word, let's say like
I don't
Paris,
know if I believe in consciousness the same way you do or not. So that's kind of a confusing word to use in its like definition. So can we use anything else? Like does anything else have intentionality, or is it only like things with minds?
We can use the word mental states if you'd like.
Okay, so it is like a mind thing.
Yeah.
So things with minds have mental states, and whatever that state is its intentionality. I've never heard that word before.
Correct. So derived intentionality. I'll break down derived for you. Okay, when you're using
it's the derived mental state.
Correct. So when you read a map, okay, that map requires a conscious agent to read it, to observe it, and to understand it.
So we have a map.
Yep.
We're looking at it, and your mind is perceiving the map.
The map has to be derived, or it has to be understood by a conscious agent. Otherwise, the map has no purpose. Yes or no?
I think with maps, I could see that, but I don't think that means that they need it to exist.
Can you give me one example of something that exists in this reality that doesn't require a conscious agent for interpretation?
For interpretation? To interpret it, maybe, yeah, but to exist, no.
Great. To exist, no. But for interpretation, it requires a conscious agent, correct?
To interpret something, a mind has to think about it. Yeah, probably.
Great. So now we've explained derived intentionality.
So after you think about something, now the mental state has given that some sort of understanding.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. Then you have intrinsic intentionality. This is brain states or mental states that exist independent of an interpreter or conscious agent. They just occur. And when I say, let me explain this better. When you are experiencing the thought of, let's say you create a scenario in your head. The scenario is dragons flying in a fairy tale land, okay? That exists in your brain independently of a conscious agent interpreting it. Okay? Yes or no?
Aren't I the conscious agent interpreting it?
You're creating it. What grounds it?
I can't interpret my own imagination.
I think you're missing the point here. What I'm saying,
I'm totally missing the point. 100%. I fully grant you that this point is wildly lost on me and seems to be pointless.
Okay, sorry. I thought we were gonna have So I'm obviously speaking in terms of philosophy, theory of mind. You don't understand that.
Why are you talking about this?
Yeah, sure. Because this basically, the argument basically proves God, essentially. But you're not understanding what I'm saying. So
if you imagine God, it becomes real in your mind?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what grounds mental states.
The mind does.
No.
The brain.
I'm asking you, if you think the thought...
What makes it real? Is that what you mean by grounding?
No. When I say grounding, I'm saying when you think any thought in your brain, does that require a conscious agent to interpret it, or does it exist to you free of a conscious agent?
Yes, the brain is the interpreter.
Okay, the brain is the interpreter. Okay, great.
Right?
But it exists to you solely, free from a derived conscious agent understanding it.
Am I not an agent?
When you think the thought Paris, why does that exist?
Sorry, Richie, the question is, am I not an agent?
You are a conscious agent. I'm asking, what grounds the thought process?
I don't know what you mean by ground. What do you mean by that?
Okay. I just explained to you derived intentionality. When someone reads a map, it gives it its intentionality, okay? Because it was being understood or derived from a conscious agent. So I look at a map and the map just exists, but what grounds the map is my mind? The map only gains its meaning by a conscious agent interpreting it.
So it's not the map that gets the map is just grounded in reality, in existence.
Correct.
But its purpose is derived from my mind, from my intentionality, and so I'm grounding the map, not the map, but the map's purpose.
Correct.
Okay,
correct. Now,
and then where's?
Okay, now
what does this have to do with Jesus?
Now, can other people also derive intentionality from the map, or is it just you?
I think other people can too, and I could also just tell people, hey, I'm looking at a map, here's what it means, so they could get it from me or from the map directly.
Okay, great. Okay, there you go. So now, when you have mental states that occur, I'm going to break this down simply. In your brain, okay, and these things are occurring, the thought processes, do those thought processes require someone else to interpret it?
No, because I'm already doing it. I'm the agent doing it.
Great. So they can exist freely. If you were the only person
without a secondary agent, just a singular agent.
Correct. Okay. What grounds the thoughts?
Me.
How?
By thinking them. That's the same way I did with the map, right?
Okay, right. You're thinking them, but they mean something to you, correct?
Yeah, I'm giving them that meaning, right?
No. You're thinking them solely. It's just you.
That's what I didn't. I'm not adding anyone else to this. Why do you keep trying to add other people to this? What are you doing?
You're saying the thoughts have meaning to you, correct? Your brain gives them meaning.
Yeah.
And they make sense to you?
Sometimes, not always.
Okay, right. Not always. Great. Why are the thoughts that don't always make sense? Why can they exist still?
Why do thoughts that don't make sense exist?
Yeah, think of anything in your head. What grounds the thought?
Ricky, they're grounded in his brain.
Right, but
this question is, why do some thoughts confuse me?
No. Now, why do some thoughts confuse?
This is a great example. Like, you're giving a perfect example. Like, right now, you're saying things that don't make like, I don't see what this has to do with anything, so it doesn't make sense to me. I'm trying to interpret your words that I'm hearing, and I'm trying to turn it into something that I think you're trying to portray, but it's nonsense, right? And so, like, it doesn't really, like, piece together. You've made sense of it in your mind. I haven't made sense of it in my mind yet. But you're trying to use your singular mind to pass it off to my mind, right?
Actually, you know what? There you go. That's a great example. So I'm trying to pass it off to you. I guess, but the better question is, and I'll say this in baby terms, okay? As simple as I can. We've established that some things on Earth, everything that is physical, any physical state, requires a conscious agent for interpretation. Do you grant this?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Baby would not understand that.
But to be clear, I'm only going to grant that given that things don't require interpretation. That's not required.
Okay, what do you mean when you say that?
That some planet, rogue planet, a million light years away that we'll never notice could totally exist and exist uninterpreted.
That's perfectly fine. So so to refine my question, anything you come into contact with that you see requires a conscious agent for interpretation. Any physical state you can see.
Okay.
Great, you grant that. Okay, so now that you understand that concept, we're now speaking about mental states and intrinsic intentionality or intrinsic mental states. So what I'm asking you is that all the thoughts that you think, everything that occurs in your conscious, okay, it does not require, you're saying, any interpretation from anything, correct? Just yourself.
The things I think about don't need to be interpreted?
Does it require any type of interpretation?
If I'm thinking about it?
I'm trying to put this together for you. Right. So
if I'm thinking about it, I'm already interpreting it. So yeah, it does require it.
And it makes sense to you. So therefore...
Not always.
What I'm saying... You're right, not always. What I'm saying is that now that we've explained that things that are physical states require an observer or conscious agent, I'm asking you...
No, things in physical states only required if they need to be interpreted or if they're being interpreted. Otherwise, they don't require it.
Yeah, I still grant that. So now I'm taking that scenario, I'm going to the mental states, and I'm saying, what grounds the thoughts that you think? And you're just saying to me, my brain does, but that doesn't make sense because your brain is the only... I'm saying it is just your brain, only your brain. Something is grounding your thoughts that is interpreting them.
I still don't know what you mean by grounding. I don't know what that means in this context.
The same way that I just explained to you that when you see a house, everyone sees a house, and the conscious agent grounds that and gives it meaning. Something is giving.
Okay. So I get you.
Meaning.
So if I look at a map, I look at it, I can't ground it on my own. It might not really be happening. But when Joel looks at it too and goes, I see a map. Do you see a map? I see a map. Okay, we both it. So I ground it in someone else. I mean, we know this is probably like we're interpreting this correctly because other agents have like agreed upon it. But when you're thinking of like some imaginary thing that you've just created in your own head, it's ungrounded until you share it with someone else.
Well, not just that. That's what I'm saying. In this scenario, let's say it was just you. You're in the middle of the woods.
Right.
You never met anybody else. Something is grounding that thought that's giving it meaning to you.
Okay. And what's that? Is that
God.
Jesus?
What's God? Well, you'd have to argue.
Yeah. So yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
For what is?
I get what you're doing. You're trying to do a weird tag.
It's not weird tag. It's just theory of mind.
Oh, okay. Well, do you know that I run TOG?
That's great. Can you give me the argument?
Yeah, this is just the transcendental argument against God. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I haven't heard it. Well, there's a problem.
Well, if you're not running TAG, then it doesn't matter that much. So
the problem is
you're doing mental states are grounded in God.
Well, no. First of all, the argument of intentionality is the most strong argument for God because
I agree, and it's garbage, which is why I don't believe in God.
Wait, at all. You're saying it's garbage, but I'm asking you if you're the only person and you are thinking thoughts and they make sense to you and they are grounded. You can, like, let's say you see trees, you understand things, you're thinking thoughts. What grounds the thought besides your brain?
Right. So
it's just your brain.
Because is it necessary that because I'm thinking something, it has to be true, or can I be wrong?
Well, it necessarily follows that if physical states require a conscious agent, then therefore mental states require a grounding as well.
Oh, that's interesting. So is it possible then that if I'm out in the wilderness by myself and I think something, could I be wrong?
You could be wrong, but in your brain, it has meaning.
Right. So in my brain, it has meaning, but God is also existing everywhere. So God is grounding my incorrect thought.
God gives you the ability to have thoughts to ground.
But they're incorrect. So he's grounding like falsehoods.
Well, give me an example of a falsehood. You can think anything you want.
I'm in the woods and I think I see a Sasquatch go by. It's not true, but I think I've seen it. It's grounded. Is it not grounded at all, or is it is this incorrect, like falsehood, grounded by God?
The ability to have the thought.
Okay, so he's grounding falsehoods. You're the author. He's the author of confusion now.
Wouldn't be the author of confusion if someone thinks a thought that I saw a Sasquatch.
If he's grounding lies. God knows there wasn't really a Sasquatch, but he's grounding my belief that there is a Sasquatch.
Hold up. This is just a pivot from the argument, because what you're doing is now you're just going to the...
I'm trying to accept your argument and see the entailments of it.
No. You're trying to reduce my position to absurdity by saying that now that God is this person that is allowing falsehoods to occur, but it still doesn't answer.
I think I just did it. I think Joel. I don't know if did I maybe reduce him to absurdity.
I think it's absolutely right. Like if thoughts are grounded in God, then all thoughts must be grounded in God. So that means false thoughts must be grounded in God.
Unless you think does Satan ground thoughts?
Just a minute, hold up. I'm pulling in my driveway. Even if
you mean your girlfriend's?
Yeah, you got to say your girlfriend's driving.
Yeah, my girlfriend's pulling the driveway.
Yeah, keep up with your lies, there, Ricky.
But keep in mind, God grounds your lies.
So if I grant that, how does that not prove God though?
No, it's fine. So that's fine. So if you think God is proving falsehoods, then that's an interesting point. So all things, truths and lies, are grounded in God, right?
I would necessarily have to grant that, yeah.
Okay. And so is lying good or bad?
Lying can be bad.
Okay. And is God all good?
God's all good.
Yeah. So then we've done it. We've absolutely found a great contradiction and disproven your God as well as your girlfriend. I think we had a good time doing this today. Do you have anything else you want to try to run?
Oh, no. Well, I'll just say is that the conscious agent has free will, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't prove anything.
Awesome.
Yeah, but his thoughts are grounded in God. It doesn't work.
That was fucking beautiful, man. I loved every second of that. God damn, that was good. Oh, that was so good. I loved all of that. I loved every moment of that. I loved disproving God and girlfriend. Like, that's going to be a great BBD clip. Oh my God. You guys almost got to hear me run TOG. People don't know this, but I've been working on a new thing called TOG, because it's the transcendental argument against God with two A's. Maybe it's just against the Abrahamic God, so it's TOG. And maybe one day we'll get to hear it, but I also don't have it in front of me. I need to read it. It's kind of lengthy.
Yeah.
But it's.
Well, we've been writing a lot of new syllogisms, and so that's what we're trying now. We're trying to become Philbros.
Yeah, if you like, never mind.
We're trying to become Phil best friends. That's how we're doing it. We're not Phil bros. We're Phil best friends.
I was trying to think of a syllogism that was silly and would also end in jism. I was kind of like, if you fucking a clown suit.
We should write that. We should write that one. If you're fucking with a red nose on the end of your dick.
This is modus clownans. Is it Ollie?
It's Ailish.
Ailish, welcome in. What's your age and religion?
I'm 52 and I'm a Unitarian Universalist.
You're 52. You have a youthful and spirited voice.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I would have honestly, voice only, been like, this person's 20.
Gen X don't crack, man.
I love that. Gen
Too
X.
true.
Am I
true.
X? I
think you're a elder millennial.
What generation is 1982?
Oh, you just missed us.
81 is like, oh, wow. Okay. Pretty close. Yeah, my brother is older than me, so he's in your thing. Maybe Gen Y. But why are you here? Just to X out this idea of God? I tried to do a thing. It didn't work, Joel. Did you want to help us find Jesus?
No. Like I'm a UU now, but I grew up evangelical, so I'm deconstructing. And
Oh yeah, you're a Universalist Unitarian. What does that mean?
well, the Unitarians don't believe in the Trinity, and then the Universalists believe in universal salvation, and they merged in like the 1960s. But
Hot. That's hot.
Words started with you.
yeah,
W.
we just refer to ourselves as UUs now.
Why not W?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's
You know what
right
I
there.
You know what I think? Just because it still is a denomination of Christianity, I would say it is a third U, useless.
Oh, triple
See,
U.
this is what I came here for. That's exactly what I came here for. Thank you, Joel. I
Want to
don't
get slapped
I
around a
don't
little by
consider
Joel.
us to be we're not really a denomination of Christianity.
You believe in heaven.
We believe in universal salvation.
Yeah,
by
salvation
Jesus,
is Christian.
by
That's a
Jesus
Christian.
Christ and the God of the Bible.
No, not necessarily. We are non-creedal. We don't have a creed, so we accept people from.
You don't think the Old Testament or the New Testament or any of that's true?
I don't personally.
Okay, what is salvation then?
Oh, okay.
What are you being saved from?
It's if I can quote, it's all will be reconciled to
Owl or all will?
all.
Oh.
Will be reconciled to, and then they don't finish the sentence because
To
that would
God.
be too creedal. Okay, so there is a God.
So what are we being saved from if everyone is like predetermined to not be in danger of anything?
Right. Or what's the reconciliation? Like, why are we not already what's lacking?
I don't know. I don't know if that's lacking so much, but I mean, I personally believe kind of we all come from that, if you want to call it God, and we'll all go back to that.
Let me ask it this way. If Jesus didn't God salvation, what would happen? Like, would we all just die and not have an afterlife?
Oh, no, I personally, I'm not a Christian, so I don't think that you need Jesus to be saved.
Saved? You keep
Saved
saying
from-
saved. What's the, like from dying?
I look at it as being saved from your ego, like being a slave to your ego and your selfish desires.
I think that this idea of like you deconstructing is like right on the nose. I think that like you haven't yet fully let go of all the silliness of religion. So you still are like in a version of it, but with like none of the substance.
Yeah.
It's just like completely, just floating around, but you still like the idea of maybe an afterlife because you didn't want to let go of that. And
So you're still saying stuff.
yeah, but it's just
not
nothing.
really. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that a lot too. The reason kind of why I hang with the UUs, though, especially these days, is just because I feel like it shows me how to be in this world, like how to conduct myself, but then like also how to like, stand up to injustice. And
Cool.
that's kind of more why I hang with it. And I also like, since I come from a really religious family who I really don't get along with, just how to love them in spite of, and how to deal with them too. And lately I've been dealing with them by just no contact. But
That's like a perfectly valid way to deal with people that you have a hard time getting along with. It's okay to do that. You don't have to keep like forcing yourself to go hang out with your family if they make you feel bad.
yeah.
Okay. You can ditch them. Like, and you don't need you to tell you that. That's just something that you're doing.
No, I don't.
Like, well, or an atheist just told you that too.
Yeah.
So like it like
Then
that's
I'm also
unrelated.
hanging out with you all the time, Mezzo. I mean,
and I think that's like really smart. I think that's a really good thing to like. I know we joke a lot, but like it is like come to these things and realize that like you don't have to be connected to an afterlife or a god or a religion to know how to navigate the hardships of this
right.
world.
But
And by the way, their answers aren't going to get you through all of them, and our answers aren't going to get you through all of them.
Yeah.
You can make
No,
every correct decision of how to act in life and still have a hard time.
right. Oh, I completely agree with that. What was I going to say? Oh, well, I don't know. See, like, it's also really important to me to like be tolerant of people and to.
Well, tolerance is like an old word. I think like like it's kind of weird to be like we tolerate those people. Like sounds like you barely accept like acceptance and in fact like invitation, right? Like the power of diversity is very valuable to invite all voices to the table. So not just be tolerant, but inviting to
Yeah, and that's what we do. So I respect that. I resonate with that. And I've been really thinking a lot lately. It's like, why is that so important to me? I don't get it. Why? And I realize it's important to me as an American, you know, because we live in a really diverse country and your neighbors can be a different religion, a different, you know, from a different place than you, and just to get along. And that's important to me. And also too, because I really feel like the faith that I grew up in, it was very exclusionary and was, you know, and I didn't like that, you know.
Well, look, I mean, it sounds like you're on the right path. You're drifting further away from religion. Lots of people keep going to like church settings and hanging out with religious type of people like you use in order to help kind of deconstruct from the harder, more evangelical Christian far right. You know, so it's a really good thing to do. I think you're on track. And do you do Discord? You should get in Discord. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, I should, but I don't.
Okay, I mean you don't have to, but like if you get in the Deconstruction Discord, there's a link in Joel's bio. You can make an account and like talk to people that have gone through similar experiences. And if you ever find yourself in a spot where the universalists aren't giving you the best advice, then you can check in with us and we'll help you out. All right.
Right, I appreciate that. Well, I was expecting you to like tear me to shreds because other people in the atheist community, they really don't like UUs, but
look, I don't think it seems pointless to me. Like it seems like you have no real anything going on in it, but it's not. I don't think you're hurting anyone. I think like the people who believe so hard that they have to like either do like Philbro nonsense in order to like talk as fast as they can, like that's like obviously like just annoying. And then the people who use it to hate like gay people and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like that's really what when it comes down to it, we're battling these ideologies. But, and I was about to drop you, but I do want to make the point that like what Joel and I specifically do, and not all the other atheists will, take this same claim and take on the same thing. We're trying to move the needle. We're trying to make there be less religious people. We think that like, especially organized religion on that level overall is a net negative, and we're doing what we can to bring people out of it. We feel like we got duped by it, right? Like we got scammed, and it's just like if someone did a credit card scam and we want to go like, hey, those people are going to scam you. Those people over there scammed me and it's happening to you. And we're trying to like help people like see that. Like we have that. Did I give your point of view justice here, Joel? I got a warning about
absolutely.
Joel. I got a weird warning about you just for a second. What did say?
I tried to invite somebody, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I understand that's what you're doing, and I respect it.
Yeah, and I think that like I don't know why other people rip you apart, but I think it's like you're just kind of in a religion that has echoes of your past religion that you're comfortable with, and you still feel the need for some sort of guidance, even though you can find that like all over the place, and you're probably just connecting with what is what are your values anyway. And then I guess that's fine. Like, you know, I again, with like what Mezzo says, it feels a little useless, but if you find that it's useful for you and you don't have a dogmatic belief in the Abrahamic God who said killing babies was great, then yeah, go for it. Like
you dumped the Bible and now you just think that you're going to get to live forever. Like, I think you won't, but I hope you do. Good luck.
No, I don't think I'm going to live forever. I just don't believe in hell. And I think hell was the first thing that I deconstructed.
You're an atheist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a friend of mine that I connected with recently, like we grew up in the same church. She told me that universalism was like the step she took before like leaving the faith entirely. Really? Yeah, because it kind of makes it easier, right? Like when you believe in the doctrine of hell, that's harsh, right? Yeah. So you let go of that, you go, oh, I can still stay in this because everyone goes to heaven. Okay, now it feels better. But that's just a kind of a lie to yourself to not have to face the truth of what the Bible says. Yeah. So
that was a big thing. That was a big problem for me. Like in high school, we were like, some people go to hell. Like when I really started to like grapple with what that meant, it was like, that's not fair. And so that's an interesting, I didn't do that. I ended up like piecing out from the whole thing. Well, for a while I was like, I got to make sure everyone knows about this, and tried to get people out of hell. But yeah, that's an interesting step out to be like, oh, I'll just change the Bible or change it. I'll just change the afterlife to be different. But she doesn't believe in hell or heaven. You don't believe in heaven?
No, I really don't.
Yeah.
But this is just what it is. Like you still use the language, right? Being saved, being reconciled to whatever the God thing is. You're still playing with this language.
Well, I look at it as like finding peace, or
Yeah, and I guess there's a million ways to do that.
Yeah, I guess enlightenment would be more like it, or copium, really.
Sure. If you recognize that and you're like, well, I like these particular words, I'm used to them, so I'm going to keep that vernacular in my mind as I navigate the world, the real world, then, who's going to hold that against you?
Yeah, I'm into that. I think it's fine. Like, take the words back a little bit, right? Yeah, sure. I mean, go ahead.
I felt like I was only using those words really just like because of this type of discussion. Kitty!
You were indoctrinated too. Like you were raised in this, right?
Yeah, I was.
So, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. This is
But I'm
Zena's, by the way, a full-blown fundamentalist. She's a flat earther.
Oh, yeah, she sucks.
Oh, did she try to push everything off to see if the earth is flat? Or
look at her scowl at you. She's like, you don't have you're not believing correctly. That's what she's thinking.
She's like a conspiracy theorist and stuff. So she has a lot of she doesn't trust the government. She's
you know what I saw in her eyes, behind her eyes? It was, you never really were a Christian. I just saw that pass behind her eyes. Yeah.
Now, see what I saw in her eyes was that smug look that cats get when their owners hold them like, yeah, I own this human.
That's part of it, I think. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go on and talk to someone else. But thank you so much for being here, and just keep moving farther in the direction that you're already going. You're doing great. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Not bad.
Craziest said also an anti-Semite.
Oh, the cat. Yeah. hates mice and birds, but likes our rabbit, which is weird. But the rabbit's white. Enther, what's your age and religion?
I'm 29, and I think I would be willing to identify as an atheist now. But I just spoke to you like a week ago, and I was
I remember you.
Yeah. And I did sort of, I just jumped in a few minutes ago, but I heard you talking to that last woman. And that's basically what I did, which is I went to Catholic school for 12 years. And then I went to college, and I was like, all right, well, the Catholicism is bullshit. But then I got into like, UU and like Zen Buddhism.
Oh, really?
And
I don't think we talked. I don't remember exactly what we talked about because I talked to a bunch of people, but I remember your like name, your username and picture of this like from this painting. So I
was asking you to like be willing to accept that there's this like uncaused cause, and that you don't know everything and whatever. And it wasn't that I got you that I thought it was. And I've been thinking about it for the past week, and now I'm like realizing that you're probably right.
Are you hearing this, Joel? This is a clear tally.
I was going to hate this.
Clear tally.
When he came up and goes, I think I can identify as an atheist now. And I was here last week. I was like, this is a fucking tally.
Joel and I are keeping score of who can get more tallies here, but I'm taking this one, I think. But really, honestly, Enther, you get the tally. I mean, we joke about this, but like taking apart these things in your mind that you've been brought up believing is difficult, hard work to do. I know this is like cheesy motivational speaker shit, but like it's hard to do, and to really do that work, like you have to own it. You really have to be like, holy shit, I have to change this. Like this doesn't make sense, and I need to find something that makes more sense, or at least be willing to say I don't know and let that be the answer for now. And that's hard to do, and you're doing great.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also the last person was saying some things that I related to, which is you don't fully want to just like leave all the woo woo behind. You still want to have this like, oh, but I'm gonna find peace, and I'm gonna like we're all gonna be enlightened, and then like join the original source forever, whatever. Like it's still the same thing. I realized it's just like like you said, it's not it's like not substantive.
I'm not without woo. Like just to be clear for people here, like I am a staunch skeptic. I'm an atheist, but I also appreciate art. I appreciate that like our minds are able to be like just like spewing out awe, like throbbing awe can really like make you like feel good. And although that's a chemical reaction that I think is happening, I think it's worth experiencing still. Like, it's fucking dope. So I like some of the woo-woo. I like going on a hike and looking at the landscape and being like, holy shit. I like looking into the deep cosmos. I like crystals. I don't think that they like bring you money and luck, but they're neat. They're fucking neat. They're cool to look at. Right? I like the sound of wind chimes and stuff. Like, I think you can like enjoy all the woo-woo things. You can look at the trees. Like you can, but you do it through this like new look that like this is all here naturally, and so am I. That's dope. Mm-hmm. Like you can still enjoy all the woo-woo things, just like not the ones that are fake, like not the ghosts and stuff. You know?
Right. And one more thing. So once you've abandoned all this other stuff, how are you picking and choosing your like moral system now?
Oh man, there's so many. Like really, you got to just like, you can look through them and read through them and read all the philosophers and stuff. And you end up trying to find the one that most matches the thing you already believe. I've been thinking about this. You know how, Joel, I mentioned that to you a while ago. I think this idea that like we're not really trying to find out what the true moral system is. We're just trying to see which one feels most already like the thing that we believe. Except not always, because that I did change. Like when I read about like Peter Singer, like animal rights stuff. I think it's Singer who did that. I was like, holy shit, I want to stop eating meat. Like it made me do something I didn't want to do. Like the discourse, the explanation convinced me, even though I was like, I really want to keep doing that, but I found it convincing enough that I was like, I don't think that feels right to me.
Yeah, ideas influence
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it got me. So I, had to deal with that. But anyways, yeah. So enter like you pick and choose them through logic, right? Like people tell you about things and you listen to them skeptically and you analyze them and see what makes sense to you, right? I do my morals based off, like, I think in the broad schemes, it's like consequentialism. It's like you look at the outcome and you see like, is this outcome preferred or is this outcome preferred? The one where we say like, we can all murder each other. Is that the better system of world? Like, does everything end up better there? Or is when we say, hey, let's not do that, end up better there? I think this one is more preferable. Let's make that.
Are you talking like utilitarianism, basically?
Kind of. The holistic consequentialism is a like more specific niche thing within it that I like. But yeah, it is just like it's a bit more practical. Like what really do we want here? What do we want to go towards? Yeah.
And what if you feel like you're getting fooled by somebody who has like a specious argument, and then you've adopted some sort of moral view on something, and you realize that it was actually wrong?
That's okay. I mean, just it's okay to be wrong.
Live and learn.
That's going to happen. Look, 1,000 years from now, people are going to look at us and think we were just like the most criminal assholes, right? Like whatever we're doing right now. Just like we look at medieval times and it's like, holy shit, they were nuts. They're going to look at us and be like, they were doing what? Stuff that we're not even thinking of, right? So we're going to be wrong about stuff, but we're also like, the moral graph is hopefully going up over time.
Right. Yeah. Right. I guess like,
and sorry, I interrupted Joel, which is like totally against
it's just like kind of what you were saying, but just to make it like really clear, put a button on it, kind of, we've always done this. This is all we can do. So there's no alternative to this system of discourse and reading and coming to conclusions and observing things and like, measuring harm. That's all we've ever done.
Listen to people's ideas. Bring more people to the table. If some people shouldn't be at the table, like I don't think we should. If someone is acting in a way that we're like, everyone here at the table already is like, that one's nuts.
If he's going to stab everyone at the table, maybe don't bring.
Or
him
if he's like a famous karate chopper, he might chop the table in half. Like we don't.
The table's wrecked.
Then we don't have a table. But like as far as the metaphorical table, like we bring as many people as we can in. Even some people who are like. Just not like us, right? And we want to hear what's their point of view. Bring in poor people, bring in rich people, bring in like all colors of people, all the genders, bring in like a wide variety of people and hear everyone out and then do our best to help everyone live the most preferred life that they can. I think that's fine. We're going to get some stuff wrong.
Right. And I was just realizing that even if it is imperfect and you do screw up occasionally, that it's going to be less bad than these organized religions and these pre-existing structures.
That's the whole thing. This is why it's weird to transition out of religion, is because this what if you're wrong is like, you just nailed it, dude. So like, if we are wrong, we are humans. Like that makes sense. We don't have all knowledge and stuff like that. The fact that God is wrong is weird. When in the Old Testament, he's doing evil, this is fucking impossible. This doesn't make sense, right? He's not allowed to be wrong even once. And he is countless times. I guess you could count them. Joel, are you keeping a track as you?
I'm not, but I should be.
Every time God does a bad, just make a tally. That would be really enjoyable to see that board. It's a lot. And so like for them, their worldview falls apart, but for us, we get it wrong. And then we try to get it right. If you notice that we've gotten something wrong, it means we're solving these over time,
And when we get it wrong, we can change it. But when the Bible gets it wrong, we're not allowed to change it.
Right.
That's why it's so scary.
Right. That's a huge difference.
Maybe in 2,000 years, they'll be like, what were they doing? We should all have slaves. And they'll have some logical reason as to why slavery is good. I don't see it. I don't know what it could be, but then they'll do that. And if we're wrong, that's what it'll be. I don't know how. I don't see what it could be. But like, if that's what they'll do, then that's what they'll do. But I would imagine that like 100 years later, they'd be like, no, we were wrong again about that one. We fucked that one up again.
Whoops.
Yeah. Big whoopsies. Anyways, Enter.
Wait, one last thing.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just going to say if you have anything else.
Yeah. So, do you know what Pascal's wager is?
Yeah.
What's like the best, easiest way to be like, that's bullshit?
Well, there's a few. I love Felicia's wager, which is a response to Pascal's wager, or just that it would be true of all religions. Those are, I think, the two reasons where it's both, right?
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, like why would Islam not be right then? Yeah, like
yeah. So if you're just like, just in case I'm going to be Christian, then you have to do it with all religions. And
right.
People obviously don't do that, so people don't really do Pascal's wager. But Felicia's wager, which is interesting, is like what you also might have happening is that there is a God, and he wrote the Bible as a test to see, and the reason it's so horrific, right? The reason that when you read the Bible, there's such horrors in it, is he's doing a test to see basically who would dare follow this. And so when you get to heaven and go, God, I followed the word of the Bible, he's gonna be like, yeah, that sucks. You're awful. Get out of here. You don't get to come to heaven. Like, you have no idea. That could be, the test could be, don't be Christian is how you pass the test. So like, it's just such a like pointless hypothetical, like, what if we haven't thought of the God yet? It's one that we haven't thought of yet. It just like doesn't really do anything. And the last thing about it that I think is really important is, if it is the case, like that I think it is, where we just have this short existence and we don't have eternity to worry about. Because I'm very much more concerned, not so much with the afterlife, but with what I call the pre-afterlife. I think that, that's all we get, right? And so if it is only this limited existence and you waste any of the time of it believing or trying to believe something that you don't genuinely feel, or as it leads some people to do, like deny their sexual preferences because their religion says to, or waste a perfectly good Sunday going to church when they could be coming here to a much more fun show. I don't know, there's probably some churches that are pretty fun too, but like whatever it is like, you're wasting your entire, like so much more of like percentage of your time. If there's an afterlife for eternity ever, then yeah, like Pascal's wager is interesting because you this little tiny fragment doesn't have a big like, it doesn't have that much of a loss compared to the percentage of time, right? Like the percentage is like less than 1%. But if that's it, and then the percentage of time you spend in church, it like takes up so much more of your life, you can really like burn your existence away. And I think it's really important to like live your most genuine life while you have it. So that's kind of my counter. People in the Discord are asking about what Felicia's wager comes from. It's Fee. It's from our friend Fee. She came up with it, and I asked her if I could call it Felicia's wager, and she said it was okay. Because she has like explained this before, and I was like, I want to write this down. Here's what I actually wrote. You get to heaven and God says, the evil in the Bible was a test to see if you'd follow an evil God. This is why the story starts with the apple. He knows that we have the knowledge of good and evil, but do we use it? Right? So he's showing, I've given it to you. Now are you going to use it? Or did you choose evil by choosing the God from the Bible? And then God says, this is the stuff I added. This isn't Fee's part. Just you'll probably know that. But God then says to you, I gave you nerves and sensations in your dicks and pussies, and yet you did not masturbate them. I gave
masturbate them, guys.
Anyways, Fee said that to me once, and so I wrote it down. By the way, for people who also don't know, Fee's son, as I hear, is doing well. Had a motorcycle accident and had to do like crazy surgeries and stuff, but is doing like really well. So we love Fee so much. She's like an absolute genius, and like that was like a really hard thing to hear. So I know she's probably not here. She hasn't been on lives in a while, but yeah, he's doing much better. I gave you booze and blow, and yet you remained sober. I gave you style and senses of humor, and yet you remain boring like Christians. You failed me by failing to live life to the fullest. So now burn forever. Yeah, you never know. Maybe you're supposed to do all this stuff. So yeah, that's a good retort.
Where, do you have that written down somewhere, just on the Discord,
It's
or
just in my notes? My notes are a mess, though. These aren't public.
It sounds awesome,
Eventually, we'll put it in our book. We're going to make a counter apologetics book, but
We're working on a counter apologetics book currently called the what's the title? Let me find it. It's got a great title. Let me find. What the
I think
title is.
we did. One of the ideas was a counter apologetic book, but I don't think that one made it.
Okay, here's what I have written down for the title. It's long. Bad Bible Debates with Joel and Mezzo present the absolutely 100% unbeatable theist debate survival handbook. Which I love, because the idea that these work on everyone is such a joke. Like, people hear these and just go, nuh-uh. So I like the title of just being like, this is gonna work.
Debunked. Well, there's probably going to be one thing in there that will work for absolutely anyone. Like different ones work for different people.
Yeah, that's the idea. Oh, here's the introduction. This book is really good. You're going to love it. Let's dive in. That's the introduction.
Smart.
And, we have written some parts of this. This is like kind of breaking news. I mean, we're not like actively working on it, but we're talking about it. But it has Joel's death row thesis written out. It has the Bluey example. The miracle of Bigfoot is a good chapter. Yeah, there's some good stuff in here, but
we're still building our repertoire and these ideas hey, this is like not even maybe not the strongest, but it's a little doctrinal when it comes to refuting Pascal's wager. Pascal's wager says that like if you just go ahead and believe this thing just in case it's true, but that would be kind of like saying if you believe it even though you don't believe it. But you can't really do that. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
And the way you're saved is by believing. So if you're just like, I'll just believe just in case, you're not really believing, so it still fails.
Right. Yeah, that's the way I used to deal with it when people would kind of do it, is like, even if I act like that and God's real, he's going to see through my facade, right?
Yeah, he'll know.
Yeah,
Right,
so I still wouldn't get to go, and I've wasted this time pretending to do stuff, and then I still don't get to do the thing. Like, it's like double waste, you know?
Yeah, it's just a horrible wager. It's just like it fails on like 8 levels.
But also, if it is true, convince me. Let's go. Let's do it. Like, we're doing the wager. If it's real, help me find Jesus. Let's do it. You know, like we're actually doing it much better. But Enther, I have terrible news for you though. Now that you're an atheist, you're not allowed to be up here anymore because we only accept Christians and stuff. But the good news is your worldview is correct, and so you nailed it.
All right, I'll go ahead and drop down. Thank you, guys.
Glad to have you. And you're welcome to stop by and check in if you ever have a thing where you're like, oh God, I got confronted by this and it's making me want to believe in God again. Then please come up and share with us. Okay.
All right. Great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Great guy.
Love that.
Yeah. Love that. God, what a good live it's been. We've had a really nice live here. Oh, lovely to have you, Joel. Are you working today?
No, that's why I'm like off mute the whole time.
It's fun, man.
Thinking about getting some yogurt.
What? Okay. You didn't have to mention that part.
Having some yogurt.
Do you guys have Go-Gurt in Canada?
Yep.
In the tube?
Yeah, I don't eat that kind. Like, I'll just have like normal, some yogurt and a banana and like some sort of a cereal thing.
I'll tell you, and Earth Citizen, you have a little background noise, which is fine. We'll be with you just in 1 second. Oh, are you if you're flying an airplane, I don't know. That might be allowed in TOS as long as you're not on the runway. Okay, I'm just gonna.
He might not also be here at all.
Mute him real quick. You remember that song that some rappers made a long time ago where they were like sipping on some scissor, sipping on some scissor.
I feel like it's somewhere in the back.
Who did sipping on scissor song? 3-6 Mafia did a song where they would go around going, I'm sipping on some scissor. That came out when I was in high school. Around the same time Go-Gurt came out. And I remember kids were walking around with this big, long stick that just had like Go-Gurt dripping out of it. And I remember going around singing, gulp, gulp, gulping on some Go-Gurt, gulp, gulping on some Go-Gurt. And everyone was just like, it drizzling what appeared to be yogurt cum out of their tube.
Big yogurt dicks.
It's just shaped like a dick and it like creamed out. Like, come on, guys. What's the pitch here? They still make these? No one's complained?
All these little boys, that's wrong. That's actually literally wrong.
Plate. Every time my kid drinks Go-Gurt, my friends are laughing at them. I don't know why. Can you make your shape less funny? The shape of your yogurt dick less funny?
Partly owned by the Catholic Church. They
right. That makes okay. That's why. That's why.
Signed off by the Pope. I love seeing kids suck on yogurts.
The chef is right. This is after dark talk, and it's like barely light out. We got a little bit too gross here. Earth Citizen, are you with us, or do you not mean to be up here? I don't think they mean to be up here.
Earth Citizen, Earth Citizen.
I apologize. I don't know how I did that. I just set the phone down, but I'm on y'all's side anyway, so I appreciate
You're good. Congrats. Good worldview.
Thanks for being here.
Hello?
1 second, Diego, because it is the top of the hour. Earth angel, would you be mine? My darling dear, love you all the time. That's right. Top of the hour at 12:10 p.m. on a Sunday morning. It's ass. Take it away, Mez.
With you. I don't know if I actually know that whole song.
No, me neither, but I sang a few of the lyrics.
Earth angel, would you be mine? My darling dear, love you all the time. I'm just a fool in love with you. Is that the song that like Marty McFly starts to like die during? I think that's the one that he's like and then he stands up all fast. That's the best part of the movie, when he like gets up and then stands up all fast. I love that shit. Such a great movie, such a good film. It was weird, as they pointed out on The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. They were like, why is this old scientist guy hanging out with kids in the middle of the night, like high school kids in the middle of the night, and abandoned parking lots with like a van and a camcorder? Why'd he bring a camcorder? It's fucking weird.
That is strange.
It was a different time. Diego, welcome in. You're our next guest here on Atheist Sunday School with Mezzo, featuring Joel and Diego. What's your age and religion?
21, Catholic and Christian.
Awesome. You're Catholic and Christian. Double. All right. Can you help us find Jesus?
Well, look, man, I have had a couple of instances where I've been pretty close to, becoming like atheist forever or whatever. But like, I mean, it's kind of hard to deny the truth. When I was in a car crash and I literally survived and the airbag just didn't go off, like, there was no reason for me to be here except for him. Like, and there's been more than that one instance. Like, there's another time that I went to the hospital and I don't know, it was just like I got laced by something and it was just unreal. Like, it didn't feel like, like, it's hard to explain because I was laced at the time, but like the only reason I'm pretty sure I survived was because of him. Because in my fucking blood sample, there's like thousands of like other shits in there that I had no clue, And
so, do you think that God did that on purpose? Like he laced you with something fault, so that you would find him?
No, that was my fault. But I mean, all roads lead to him.
But he saved you, even though from that.
Well, all the roads lead to him, man. In my opinion.
That's neat, but that's not really what I mean, like, in your opinion, let's do the car crash, because I want to be cautious about like what we say on TikTok. I also had an experience similar to that, like an O and then the letter D experience in high school, and I survived, and I'm an atheist. So, these things happen. But But I haven't ever been in a bad car crash. I've been in a few like bumps and little fender benders, like things like that, but nothing like a big one where an airbag should have gone off. And but I feel like this doesn't lead to me to believe in God, because some people I know have been in car crashes and like died from it, right?
Gotcha.
So why does God only save some people, do you think?
I mean, I don't think he saves some people, man. I mean, who's to tell, who he saves and who he doesn't? I mean, God is all knowing. Like, he's not just gonna kill somebody because, you don't follow him or whatever. Like,
sorry, do you think he saved you from that car crash?
Yes, because the airbag didn't go off, and
right.
I mean, I should have flown out of my car, but I mean, I had my seatbelt.
But does he save everybody from a car crash?
Obviously not, but
okay,
those are those
some people he chooses to save, and some people he doesn't.
That's not him choosing that. I mean, some people.
Who chooses for God?
Huh? Like, you're not God. How would you know who he chooses and who he doesn't?
You just said that you know, so I'm asking you.
Because I'm alive. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't.
Did he choose for you to be alive?
Yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be
So when
here.
somebody doesn't get saved from a car crash, is he choosing to not save them? Or does he not know that they're going to crash?
That doesn't mean anything, man. There was literally a crash on I-35 where this drunk immigrant without...
Diego, what are you talking about? Are you a part of this conversation?
Okay, say it again.
God knows everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when a car crash happens, he knows it's going to happen, right?
Sure.
And if the people die in that car crash, it means he didn't save them, right?
Sure, whatever that means to you.
So he chose not to save them, right?
Sure, in your opinion, yeah.
Diego, what the fuck is it? Did he choose to save you?
Yes, obviously.
In your opinion, whatever you're saying, man. You see how dismissive and stupid this is?
What's your point with this?
So is God death? No.
No, so what we're saying is, if God chose to save Diego,
it's not like he picks
then
every
God is
single person
choosing
who
not
dies
to
and doesn't,
save
man.
the guy on I whatever.
And you're being picky because you're being like, oh, he just picked one person out of the whole.
No, God's being picky.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I'm trying to ask you, Diego, why does Diego think that God chooses to save some people and not other people?
I'm not God, dude. Why do you think I can answer that?
Because I'm asking what Diego thinks. I'm not asking what God thinks. I'm asking what Diego thinks.
I'm only human, bro. What do you think? I'm not going to be.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced of that. A human would track this conversation better.
I'm literally alive, dude. Like, I don't know what else you want.
I'm going to need a source on this. Like, you sound like a Muppet that's stuck on a loop with a tape recorder or something. How old did you say you were?
You're asking 21. You're asking why God chooses.
And when did the lacing thing happen? Was this like yesterday or recently?
You're funny. No, that was like when I was 18, I believe. Somewhere around there.
You got to stop using these substances because I don't think they're doing you any favors.
I don't use anymore, so.
Okay. Maybe the damage is already done.
Seems like it.
Yeah, but you can heal. And your brains do heal over time. So just keep not doing any substances and try to get into some critical thinking. And we're going to try to help you with that. And that's what we're doing right now. Are you ready?
Yeah, buddy.
We're trying to figure out the rules of the God. We're trying to figure out how it works.
Yeah. The thing is like you're wanting to, the point of this is you're going to teach us about God. And so if we have a question, because if you say something that sounds like that doesn't make sense to me, then when we ask that question, you'd want to try to like answer it in a way that would like help us go, oh, okay, I see why he does that. Now
you're asking me why some people get chosen, you know?
Yeah.
But we're not so much asking why. We're just confirming you were chosen. So by that logic, the other people weren't chosen. So all we want to know is it your belief where God deliberately lets people die in car accidents and then deliberately saves other people? I think that's the first step.
Yeah.
Or no, because you guys just don't believe in him, and like that's just not the same thing. Like it's not I how I see
Does God follow that logic though?
God is all loving and omnipotent. Obviously, you knew that, but
That's
you
what I
choose to
hear. That's what
ignore.
I'm hearing, Diego. He's all loving
Yeah.
and all powerful and all knowing, but yet people die in car accidents. Is it loving to let someone die in a car accident?
No, but does that mean that God was the one who put him in the car? God was the one who made him crash? God, exactly.
Nope,
So
not at all. But if I didn't put my kid in a car, like if my kid just got in a car and then I saw him start to drive and you know, he's 9, right? So he starts to drive and I see as he's backing out of the driveway, a semi truck's coming and I see it about to happen and I could just go like, "Hey, stop." And he would look at me and stop the car. Then I would save them. Even though I didn't put them in the car, I could still save them because I love my kid. I would love to help them, you know, be saved from that. But what you're saying is that the all loving thing to do is to let it happen.
That's not our choice, man. We leave at our moment.
What does that sentence mean?
It's not like God has a certain set time for every single person. Just because, you know, he chooses to not have them on this planet. Like,
let me try to say it this way, Diego. So you didn't choose. God didn't choose for you to get in the car that night. You got in the car, right?
Well, I was driving home, obviously.
God didn't choose for you to drive home. God didn't choose for you to be inebriated. That was none of God's choices. Those were all your choices. And so when you got in that accident, in that moment, God chose to save your life, right?
No, he didn't choose to save my life. He chose to show me mercy. And from there, I chose to save myself by giving my life to him, by fully entrusting.
We're talking about the car accident, right? So in that moment, God chose to save your life, right?
Sure.
He chose to not allow you to die in that moment, which you probably should have.
Sure, whatever you say, man.
That's what you said.
Oh, no, it's whatever we say.
Yeah, sure. Okay, agree.
There is no God, and you've been fooled.
Yeah, and you're also a
explain that to
troll
me.
and disingenuous, and it's not real.
So explain that, how he's not real then.
It's just, you said it's whatever we say, so.
Well, yeah,
that's
because
what
you
we're
don't
saying.
believe, obviously.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah,
did
that's
you wanna
because people
push
come
back
up and
on
they're
that?
disingenuous and incoherent like you are, and so there's no reason for us to believe.
Wait, are you a real Christian?
Yep, grew up in the church and everything, you know.
Okay.
What? Let me ask you a quick question.
Okay.
What is Jesus' middle name if you're a Christian?
You should know this.
Is it Yeshua or whatever? Is that the one?
Okay, I don't think this guy's a real Christian.
Holy. Or Henry.
My fault. I don't know every little detail.
What's the second book of the Bible?
Let me look at my Bible.
You got to be kidding me.
Dude, I used to study this thing when I was like
The
10?
second one? Normally, I challenge them with the sixth.
It's like how do you not just like say it in your head if you're a Christian? Let me ask you this one. Finish this verse. God so loved the world.
I remember what you're talking about, but
You're not a Christian, you idiot. You're just you're a troll.
How is that a troll if I literally believe in it?
Don't know John 3:16?
I mean, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the thing word for
Diego,
word.
do you know Austin 3:16?
No, you're asking me to repeat the Bible word for word, and I don't.
Like the most famous verse. That's the only one.
Do any verse. Say
My
any
mom
Bible
is
verse.
Catholic. She does not like teach me the same things as the Christian people. My friend. Who is
Okay. Can you do the bless us the Lord and these thy gifts?
Yeah, my mind's blanking out because you guys are just on point, but it's not like
Yeah, no Catholic prayers.
I mean, we do like rosaries every once in a while whenever my mom has a big ass group, but like, it's not like
I think your mom's a Catholic, but you're not. You're just.
Can you put your mom on the phone? We'd love to talk to your mom.
She's not here.
Why'd you call up, Diego?
To tell you my story of how he showed me mercy, and that's why I gave my life to him.
Yeah, that's not true. That was just happenstance. It's coincidental. There's no God.
Okay, so prove that in that crash, that airbag didn't go off for what other reasons, and then I didn't, get flown out of my car and everything else.
Were you wearing your seatbelt?
Yes, but
Oh, there you
still,
go.
I still hit
That's
a tree.
fine.
Doesn't mean that.
Yeah, that's fine. It was just like the physics were such that you wouldn't be thrown out of your car, and you were wearing your seatbelt, so you're fine.
And then the car instance where I got laced, would that not be the same?
That was just they saved you medically.
Yeah, some people survive substances.
Medically, I wasn't given anything to live through that.
Then it must.
I wasn't either when I OD'd, and it wears off. People survive that all the time. Yeah. But I think like the main question we were trying to ask here. So imagine there's two different cars driving in the same freeway, and they're going they're down the same highway. One of them, the person dies, and one of them they live. Is God choosing the person to survive the crash? There's a crash in both of these. Does God choose this one to survive?
I mean, who am I to know if he chooses or not, dude?
I feel like I wanted to try and do a drawing, Joel, but I don't even think we can do that.
He's like so brain dead. This guy is a waste of time. I think he's a troll. I hope I hope you're a troll, Diego.
Are you more vapid than the religion somehow?
I don't even know what that means, dude.
Whatever you say.
Go back to the car thing again.
All right, well, here's what we'll do. Let's just do this. Let's give you... Oh, God, what background was I doing?
It's Atheist Sunday. Oh, no, that was a different one. There you go.
This one.
No, wait, that was not. Show me the Bible guy. No,
the Bible's bad. I'm leaving this one up. I forgot about that. Okay, we're doing this one up for a while. Diego, you don't read the Bible, but the Bible's bad. Did you know that?
How?
Well, it says that a bunch of terrible things have happened in God's name. Do you believe in God?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the God of the Bible is the true God? The one that saved you?
Yeah. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, man.
Have you read... Oh, you haven't read any of the Bible. Okay, let's read you some of the Bible. In fact, you're actually here right on time, and I know you're not going to have like a response for this, but I want you to know what the Bible says, because it's time for our daily reading of the Amalekite story. And
the
Amalekites. In this story, and I love this story. A lot of people don't like this story. There's a lot of beautiful, some of the Bible stories, like, about Adam and Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Diego?
Mm-hmm.
And like, remember Samson had like the long hair? Do you remember Noah's Ark? Like you remember some of these classic stories. This is a classic. We're in 1 Samuel chapter 15.
Let me go grab my book.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can. Well, I can read it to you if you want to. I have it right here.
Go for it.
All right. This is Samuel talking to Saul, who's going to be anointed king of Israel. The Lord sent me to anoint you king over his people Israel. Now, therefore, listen to the words of the Lord. And this is the important part, Diego, because this is the word of the Lord. You ready?
Yeah.
Thus says the Lord, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. So he's going to do some punishing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now go and attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. Now this is kind of too strong of a punishment, right? To get everything.
Yep.
Do not spare them, but kill both man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey. Now, before, when we were talking about the cars and the car crash that you were so generously rescued from by the Lord our God, Jesus Christ, be he saved in us, God chose to save you. Now God's choosing to tell people to cut infants up. So you got to live, but the babies of the Amalekites here didn't. Don't you think that's a little bit problematic?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
So the all good God that you are thankful to, thanks for saving me, all good God, is also the same God that is saying, go chop up these kids with swords.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know if he meant that literally. I mean, I'm not the guy who like lived to tell the story, you know? I'm not.
Well, they do. They go do it in the story.
Okay.
They go get all of them, except for they only leave the king. The king of the city, they take him alive, but they chop all the infants up, all the men and all the women. They all die. The whole city. And most of the animals, they keep a couple of the animals. And God is very angry with them. He's pissed off, right? And you would think it was like God is pissed off because he was like, I didn't really mean to get the infants. Like that's why he'd be mad, right? But it's not. It's actually, he's mad because I said fucking everyone and you left the king alive. God is outraged. You left someone alive. You left animals alive. I said everything. Did I fucking stutter? So they have to chop the king up into pieces. They chop him into pieces for God. Is this the same God that you?
Yes.
I think will tell you. Do you think that it's a good thing to pray to and obey a God that commands such things?
Well, not that part.
Yeah. So he's not all good, right? Like he's good, but not all good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm listening. Yeah, keep going.
That's it. That's the
it.
end of the thing. Like you said before that the God is all good, and now we're helping fix your worldview to know that he's not. This is one story out of the Bible. There's tons of them. There's tons of them like this, where he tells people he's going to like send people to chop the babies out of the pregnant bellies of women. He says he's going to make people so like wrecked. He's going to wreck the city so bad that they eat each other. They're going to be like starving to death and eating their own children to survive. This is what God does.
Yeah.
Diego, you agree that he's bad then, right? Like he's evil?
No, I'm not agreeing to that.
But what about the passage where he says to fuck little babies with rusted pipes?
Can you tell me what passage that is so I can read it?
It's in Ezekiel 19:1.
Ezekiel 19:1. Okay.
This is the only one that he wants to check.
What?
But when you read that, are you going to say he's evil?
Would it be evil if it said that?
Well, let me read it first. Let me find out.
Well, but Diego, without having to read it, if there was a verse that said, "Thou shalt fucketh thine children with the rusted pipes," would you be like, "This guy's evil," or would you be like, "This guy's"?
Did he
still
do
good?
that? Did he himself do that?
No, he didn't do that. He's telling other people to do that. Would you think that that's evil or good?
That is obviously evil, but
okay, that's obviously evil. But he doesn't say that, so God's not evil.
no, he just doesn't do it. That's the thing.
No,
But
he does.
Where is this thing?
So if he did it, if he took the rusted pipe and fucked children with it, he would be evil. But just because he commands it, then he's not evil?
Did he force the people to do it or what?
He commands it. Like if he commanded it, this is a hypothetical. If he commanded it, that's
Well, yeah,
the same
if
as commanding.
hypothetical, then did they do it because of him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So does that make God evil if they do some terrible act in his name that he commanded them to do?
Yeah, that would be called evil. like you
Okay.
said.
So stop looking for the pipe thing. It's fake. Okay.
Okay.
Joel tricked you.
Okay.
But what happened is, what you just admitted to is that the chopping of infants
It's
wasn't
bad,
evil.
yeah. Wait, what? Okay.
Don't you think that chopping up infants is an evil thing to command?
Yeah.
And God did it, and they did it in his name, following the command?
Yeah.
So that makes God evil? Remember, you agreed to that with the other thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So now you know God is evil, and so is he evil or is he all good? Which one is he?
You were chosen by an evil God.
What kind of evil thing do you think he wants you to do?
None.
But he kept you alive to do his evil because he's evil, remember?
What evil, dude?
He commands people to kill babies, remember?
Okay, but are we those same people?
We don't know yet. We're waiting to find out what his commands
Exactly,
are.
we're waiting. So until he returns.
But if he did, if you got a command from God that said to go chop up your neighbor's children, would you do that? Would you follow his command?
Probably not. I mean, that's obviously
Probably
kind of
not.
absurd.
Yeah,
that's pretty absurd for someone to command.
He would be mad at you, right? He's like,
Not
this is
that
why I
absurd.
saved you.
Yeah, that seems reasonable because he did tell his people to go and chop up little babies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he might actually ask you to do that. That's not absurd in your Christian world.
But has he asked me to do that? No. So until
Not yet, but he
does,
could.
Yeah, we're
okay,
waiting.
keyword could. So if you're talking hypothetical, we're just going back
Well,
to
he has.
Okay, in the book.
So
you don't believe the
you would
book?
say no to God? You would say no, I'm not doing that, God?
Has he asked me to do it? No. Is that
I'm saying
real?
if tomorrow he does that, are you going to say no to him or are you going to go do it?
If tomorrow, like, why would I do that? Why would I go kill a baby when I know I'd be ending up in jail?
Diego, I don't feel like you're present in this conversation, and I kind of would rather not talk to you. Do you feel the same way about me?
No, because you're trying to explain it, and I'm trying to figure you out. So I'm trying to figure out what you're getting at, and I know that, like, you're trying to say that he's bad, but, like, it's not like he's bad.
The point of saying he's bad, Diego, is if the all-good God is bad, then that's a contradiction. And contradictions don't exist. It means God doesn't exist. That's our point.
Well, that's your belief.
You think contradictions do exist?
Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking me.
You think a
This guy's
contradiction
so
exists?
fucking dumb. I'm sorry, Diego. I don't like. What are you typing? You're not smart enough to do two things at once.
We can hear you drooling on your keyboard.
Sure.
This is amazing.
You are not present, and I never say something, but his profile picture matches his voice and attitude so well.
You're not registered to vote, are you?
Yeah.
Fuck. We're cooked.
Yep. One vote's gonna ruin it all for you. Nice imitation.
Diego, do you have anything else you want to offer to the audience here after all this other absolute
I know what I believe.
disaster of nonsense that you've come here to
I know what I believe
make us all feel dumber? Do you have anything else?
You don't know
share?
what you believe. Hey, Diego, is God the same yesterday, today, and forever as it says in the Bible?
Well, yeah, as it says.
Oh, holy shit! We have another guest. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my
Bye.
god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, thank God.
Salvation. Dan, thank you so much for coming here. You're a hero. You deserve a raise.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Damn it, Joel. Whatever you say.
Yeah, whatever. Go on. What do you want?
I appreciate someone who's nonchalant when you're surfing. Like if we're surfing or if we're having a bad day, I love that. Yeah, man, I stubbed my toes. You're gonna be all right. It's fine. It's I kind of like that attitude. It's gonna be all right. But when we're talking, when we're having this conversation,
or when you said that somebody commanded the death of babies, it's time to stop being nonchalant.
just have a little chalant.
Mm-hmm.
Be a little bit chalant. Okay, Dan, what's your age and religion? Or Dana? Is it Dana?
It's Dana. Yeah. I'm 20 and I'm an atheist, but I also believe in God. The only reason why I grew up Amish, I grew up in an Amish community, and the only reason why I don't necessarily believe in God is because King Solomon, who wrote the Bible, or parts of the Bible, also wrote a book on a cult, and I don't really believe in the Bible because the authors are genocidal maniacs.
I'm with you. I also don't believe in the Bible, but you've said 19 interesting things, and I have to ask you about them. Is that okay?
Okay.
First of all, if you say you're an atheist, but you also believe in God, that doesn't make sense. Atheist means you don't believe in God.
I'm sorry, I'm agnostic.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so, or you don't believe in the Bible God, but you maybe think there's some higher power out there, that kind of thing?
Yeah, a collective consciousness.
Cool, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, atheist, just means I don't believe there's any God. You're maybe a deist or something like that, yeah. That's cool. That's fine. But you were raised Amish, like in
Yes.
Pennsylvania?
Lancaster.
I've never heard of it, but how did you get out of that?
Well, my dad lived in New York City, and I would always like leave the city to call my dad sometimes, like in secret. I love learning and I love education, so I wanted to go to school past 8th grade, which was like forbidden in the Amish community. So, like I wanted to go to high school, I wanted to go to
Yeah.
college, and so I told my dad, and he told me to go to like New York. But also, like there's a lot of like bad things in the Amish community that people just a lot of illegal things that happen that people just overlook because they glorify the Amish community.
Do you mean illegal to like Amish law or
Like
illegal like
punishments, like hitting,
yeah, like corporal yeah.
shunning.
Wow. Holy shit. This is this is wild. I've never spoken to an Amish, I don't think ever. I've never even seen one.
Well, I'm not Amish anymore, but
you know what I mean? Like I've never even like I'm so far removed from. I live in California. Like we just don't like. Honestly, Weird Al's Amish Paradise is the most I've ever learned about them. But so this is really cool. I'm glad you came up. So you your dad wasn't Amish. But and I don't need to know the whole backstory of how a like non-Amish
my mom
man.
actually like
Go ahead.
she actually got like introduced to the Amish community when she was a teenager, and she was able to like drop everything and sort of dabble in the Amish community, and she left, and then my parents got married, and then I guess like I don't really know like when, but I know that she just went back, and
Yeah.
I know that she like lost her mind before she went back. So
And so you were raised there, and then, but you have this powerful, awesome, strong mind that is curious, and so you found your way out through your dad who lived in New York. And then, did you get to finish like high school?
yeah.
Dope.
I also had dysphoria like in the Amish community, and they treated it like I had like a demon, like I was going through exorcisms and like different stuff, and so kind of like exorcisms and
You
different
said
sort of
dysphoria?
things. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Right. I like don't know exactly what that means. Like I understand it.
It's like a mental distress sort of.
Right, but I think I understand it as like people have a specific dysphoria, like they'll have gender dysphoria or something else dysphoria. Was it, or you had general?
I think dysphoria is also like gender dysphoria and dysphoria are the same thing.
Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I thought maybe that it was like there was different types of dysphoria, and that was one of them. But I could be totally wrong. But I have no idea. God, what a fascinating. Are there documentaries about you I can watch, or should we make one? Can we make one? This is like fascinating life that you have.
That's funny.
So what are you doing like now? Like, are you said you're about 20, is that right?
Yep, I'm gonna graduate college next year. I plan on going to law school and getting my master's as well. At the same
Fuck
time
yeah.
in neurology.
Holy shit. When we talk about who gets the tally, Joel, and earlier I was saying like you have to, like the real truth is that these people are getting their own tallies. 1 million tallies to this guest. Like this is nuts. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. People are giving you gifts about it just because it's inspiring. It's an inspiring story. We work hard to pull people who are like stuck in Christianity and pull them out. People like our last guest, Diego, who's he was dumb. He was like a dumb person. We try to like help them out, and here you are all on your own, like fighting your way out of it. You're an absolute, like you're the mascot of what we're doing. It's amazing. I'm blown away. Did you have like a question or something in particular you wanted to share? Just want to share some of this stuff.
I was actually gonna ask if you could help me. Like, I believe in a God, not necessarily the Christian God. I guess if you want to talk about that, like.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe in any God. I am an actual atheist, and
Okay.
the reason is because I just find them all so wildly unconvincing, and the only ones that you could maybe go like, yeah, I guess maybe that could exist, are still big maybes that are unproven, and they're messy. They're so complicated. And in order for something to be that complicated, but also we're just making it up, like maybe there's this complicated thing, just seems like an absolute lie. Whereas the natural explanation doesn't. The natural explanation seems to work and fit with almost every circumstance I can think of, at least. So I go with naturalism. Joel, maybe you have a better response.
Well, probably not better, but oh, cool. But what I heard you say, Dana, earlier was that you kind of spoke about God and then you threw in the term collective consciousness. So what we see a lot of the time is people who are raised with a God, with a theistic worldview, they leave that, but then there are like echoes of that they hold on to. And they see things that are maybe mysterious or that are, things in the world that they don't fully understand. And there's a lot that none of us understand. And they want to apply the God idea to that. But it's just kind of misplaced.
Remnants, right?
Yeah. So I think you might be just misplacing God in something that like, I have this consciousness, it's interesting, and I feel connected to other people, and maybe the energies in the world are all God or something. It's just, we don't need this term anymore. We can just call it what it is. We have a universe. We have an emergent property called consciousness that we experience, like those types of things.
And using the word God is, I think, as I've heard Joel put, is like this vestigial organ. Is it not organ, but like this vestigial idea, structure. Right? Like, the structure. Like it's leftover, and we used to maybe need that to fill in these gaps. But now, as we've all graduated high school now, right, and you're on your way to finishing college, like we know, like there's better fills for these gaps than this mysterious God character.
Right. Alrighty, well, I appreciate the explanation. I'm going to take it with me and sort of think a lot. I really appreciate the time. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm giving you a follow. I would love for you to come back from time to time and chat with us if you're willing. I think your story is just like super interesting. I really am just blown away by it, and I would love to also just learn more about like what Amish people believe. If you're willing to share in the future, you don't have to right now. We have other guests and stuff, but it'd be cool to kind of keep up with you a little bit.
Yeah, totally. I'll be back.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much, everybody. Give it up for Danaya. I didn't remember how to say her name exactly perfectly, but. Could you believe that?
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing to see somebody escape like something like that, which is, I'm sure, like, do we call Amish is a cult? Like, I think that was a great point. They all are, but it was a great point that like people do kind of celebrate the Amish.
Yeah.
Like they kind of go, oh, look at them. They live a simple life. They have the horse and buggy. They do all sorts of great woodworking.
Great for climate change, right? Like they're like climate activists. But like I also, there's like patriarchal horrors happening in it. You just know that like, Jebediah is abusing his wife and teaching his sons to abuse their wives. That's happening.
But I just want to say, Schley, I saw that you followed Dana. Maybe like try to get them into the Discord.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure you're on.
I'd be happy to have them in either Discord. I would just like invite them to be in our Bad Bible debates. Like I would love to just like hear more from them. That'd be great.
We have a group of people in my community here, and maybe they're all over the place, but we call them Mexican Mennonites. So they're Mennonites who have come through Mexico or Uruguay or South America, and they end up here. And they are like just like Amish people in the sense that they all wear the same outfit, and they kind of they drive trucks and stuff like that.
They let you know about their patriarchy right up front. It's in the name. We're the Mennonites. Yeah, they just like tell us. Yeah,
right.
I appreciate the
honesty. But but it is like they're not that far off from the Amish cult.
This person Bravo is trying to join, but then dropped. Do you mean to be here, Brady?
Hi, yes. Sorry about that. How are you guys?
Good. Sorry, one last thing, Joel. I also just wanted to say, wasn't Dana a like really great palate cleanser from that dumb other guy, Diego? Like that's
yes.
What's like. My favorite thing about it.
The clouds lifted or parted.
She escaped Amish. Oh, I just got a violation. Hold on.
For what?
Probably for Diego, because we're still talking. He's probably Diego. I see you in the chat. If you're flagging me and stuff, it's rude.
He's not smart enough. To
Yeah,
do
he
that.
couldn't find the button. It must be someone else. Hey, Sam.
Hi.
Did you hear that Amish person? The ex-Amish person?
No, I just got here and I'm missing context. What happened?
She just came up. She is someone who years ago escaped Amishness, and it was just a really cool.
I thought you were saying
story.
she's Amish now. So I'm like,
No,
why
no.
does she have a cellular device? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, X.
Oh, thank you, Minnie.
It was awesome. It was amazing. And then as soon as you got here, I got flagged for bullying. Just I'm not saying it was your fault, but probably.
Oh,
And
okay. So, all right.
And then
All right, my
Braddy.
fault.
Okay, we'll get to Braddy now. Braddy, welcome in. What's your age and religion?
Hey, 39, and I guess Sadak Mac, right?
Oh,
We've talked before.
yeah,
But
that's right.
I did want to bring, I don't know, kind of a perspective, right? So as much as I don't necessarily use the Bible for its literal...
Doorstop. Use it as a doorstop.
Well, it's literal purpose, right?
No, you can read it because it's funny, right? Like there's a lot of funny parts in there that you just laugh. People used to believe this shit. There's a talking donkey, like that kind of thing.
No, but more, okay, and just roll with me here because I already see your eye, everybody's eyes rolling.
Wait, you want our eyes to roll with you?
Yeah, sure, yes,
Okay.
roll your eyes with me, okay. It works. Have you ever approached it what'd you say, Joel?
That was, I just said aneurysm question mark, but he seems well. It's fine. No worries.
Oh my.
Sometimes my eyes roll hard enough that I'll fall back. You get in these lives. You could really tip back in your chair if you don't have a good lumbar support. Yeah, it happens.
Yes.
But we're with you. We're with you, Braddy. We're focused and our eyes are not crossed or rolling. Go.
Okay. So metaphysically, right? The Bible works. And I know, and this is just how I use it. This is how at my church we use it. And think of it like, because I know you guys have read like philosophy and things like that, or even like some of the Greek mythologies, right? That's kind of how I approach the Christian Bible, Hebrew Bible, especially from, a lot of the poetry, okay?
Yeah. That's what we do too. We look at it and we go like, there's poetry, there's mythology in here.
Yeah.
And then we go, and so I won't live my life based on any of it. And that's just the one different little thing.
No, not literally, but definitely, for example, and I'm going to be very extreme right now, right? But just to make my point, but
brace yourselves.
Wani, I'm sorry, my dog is trying to.
Your dog's name is Ronnie. I love that.
It's Wani from Harry Potter. It's a whole thing. So you were right though. Ronald Weasley, but his girlfriend called him Wan. So her name is Wani.
I did not know that.
Okay. Well, I'm
cut. I fuck.
Yeah.
Deep cut.
Blurred. I'm a blurred married to a blurred. So yeah.
I watched the movies before I knew that what's her name was like a turf. Is turf the right word?
Turf is the right word.
Rolling.
Yeah. Before I knew about that, I watched the movies.
Yeah.
But I think the stories are still good. I just think she probably sucks, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I mean, kind of the same thing, right? The books, right? There's definitely some life lessons there. Mirror of Erised. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Can I say I've been bracing myself the whole time for the extreme thing, and then you guys went off on Harry Potter.
Sorry,
I'm waiting for the extreme.
Harry Potter's a bit extreme. Joel. There's magic in it.
How long can I brace myself?
Sorry, I don't want you bracing too long. That
I'm getting a cramp.
If he braces too long, he just might come. So you got to kind of.
Oh, well, okay.
Might explode.
Huh.
Well, but then can we make him brace longer then?
Oh,
bracing.
Stop! Everyone, stop trying to make Joel come. Okay, it's rude.
Okay, fine.
We're on. Okay, go ahead, Brady.
Are we edging Joel? Okay. So, pardon me. So, but like for example, I think of the crucifixion, right? You can take all of whatever it is. I'm being extreme here, just saying alcoholism, drug use, killing people, whatever the case may be. Right, and
Just got
crucified.
flagged, and you just made a list.
I'm sorry.
Bad word,
I'm sorry,
bad word. And I'm sitting here trying so hard not to.
I'm sorry.
I know.
You have to use brain
if
rot
Joel
language.
comes, we're gonna get in trouble for sure. Joel, cam up just to be safe, though. All right, Brady.
Oh God.
Go ahead. So you're saying that the resurrection or something is what?
No, not not literal resurrection, but what I'm saying is kind of just taking all of those kind of negative traits about yourself, things that you know are not going to be, good for you, or not going to be great outcomes for you, but that you might be comfortable with, right? Making yourself a little uncomfortable and getting to the other side of that. Kind of like you guys. I might be reaching a little bit because I don't know the entirety of your stories, right? But kind of like you guys did. Believing in the literal Bible, believing in the literal, Christian doctrines made you uncomfortable. And you guys probably went through maybe days, weeks, months, years of being uncomfortable, but you had to come out on the other side being true to yourself.
Yeah, I think you should do that too, instead of being this Jesus follower.
Oh, goodness. I really tried here. Okay. I really tried. But do you understand what I'm saying, though?
I land the plane. I feel like what is kind of being said here, Brady, is that you're assuming, which in my case is absolutely correct, of some sort of fundamentalism and literalism when approaching the scriptures. And you're saying that if we take a more nuanced view and we don't take it so literally or maybe even seriously, a lot of it, we can still stomach the book. We can let go of the stuff that's disgusting, and we can take the stuff that we like and just go, hey, this is something that's good. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Or maybe use that discomfort to push yourself, kind of see what you have that, is making you uncomfortable, that you need to grow, transform, come out on the other side more alive from.
I think that's fine of every book. Anything you read, anyone you talk to, if it helps you better yourself, that's great. Yeah. I just think that the Bible has a history of not working very well as that, and so look, if you're using it as I read the Bible to know what not to do, then that's an interesting take, and I think that that would stump why not to dump the Bible maybe kind of thing.
Yeah, that's but Brady, just real quick, you said something early, right at the beginning of the conversation, where you said the Bible is metaphysically proven or something?
No, not proven. Just to be honest, let's be clear here.
Metaphysically theory, accurate? Right? So what was it? How did you word that?
Useful. Just metaphysically
useful. Yeah. Now, what does that mean?
So just kind of like I was explaining, and I might be doing a poor job here. I hope none of my church can hear me, because they would be like, listen here, minister. I think you're doing a fabulous job. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. But that's just what I mean, kind of bringing, and what I mean by spiritual, things that we can't see, things that our eyes and senses maybe cannot observe, but that affect us physically, right? So metaphysically overcoming hardships and, using, and that's why I was saying the C word earlier, C-wording the things that don't serve you, that you need to grow from.
Maybe you could give us an example instead of speaking in these sort of vague terms. Maybe go hey, you have this problem. Well, read this passage.
I was going to do the opposite. I was going to read a passage and see if she could say well, here's what might be the metaphysical lesson out of this. It's going to be a rough passage, though. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. In Corinthians, it says, women should be silent in the churches, for they are not permitted to speak, but should be subordinate, as the law also says. If there's something they want to learn, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is shameful for women to speak in church. Or did the word of God originate with you? Or are you the only ones it has reached? A little bit of sarcasm there after the misogyny, which is classic misogyny, really, just to be a dick also.
This one might be hard. This one might be hard for Brady to answer, because this is Atheist Sunday School, so we are kind of in a bit of a church setting. And you are a woman, Brady.
I am a woman, identifying woman, yeah. Sis, now, here's what. So, here's what, though, with that. This is, again, where, for me and, some of the people that I'm
Wait a second. Joel, you're the one who got flagged. It says I have to removed you.
I saw that. What did I do? That's weird.
Go get just get in the BBD's account or something like that. Sorry, Brady, we're getting in trouble from Diego here.
No, I know, I get that. Yeah. But yeah, so again, if you look at this metaphysically, right, not literally, right, and again, I'm not defending any literal interpretation because I don't agree with that either. But metaphysically, the feminine, the female, the woman, right, is your emotion, and this is everyone. If you identify as male or female, we both have, feminine and masculine aspects to ourselves, right? The masculine is the part that is kind of that, go-getter, the quote-unquote leader that's using logic, right?
That's your deep-rooted misogyny talking, that like the men are logical thing. Because there's logical women right here, and there's also emotional men right here.
No, I'm saying that all of us have both. We all have that duality. We all have it. So no, I wasn't saying that if you have a P or a V, you only have one. We all have both, if that makes sense. And that's the part where, you can have your emotions.
Just for the audience, so you guys know, P and V means P is for pussy, and then V is for veiny dick. Okay, go ahead, Brenda.
I didn't want you guys to get flagged. Sorry. Didn't know if we could say those words. So yeah, but I would definitely say something like the passage that you wrote or read in Corinthians. Number one, I don't really get down with Paul, but in any event, if I'm looking at it metaphysically, that's definitely what I'm looking at, because in a more logical sense, right? You don't want to just react off emotion for everything, right?
Do you think that's why it was like that was the intent of this verse, or are you saying
I am not
you're
saying
you're using an unintended lesson out of this verse that was intended to be bad?
Yeah.
Well, even that lesson is misogynistic, though.
Yeah, it's like not that much better.
Yeah, I know
but
you're not meaning to be, but the idea that if we do have masculine and feminine energies, if you will, or even just that we have masculine and feminine traits, which I agree with, that the masculine traits are the ones that are typically associated with men, and that those traits involve like logic and being a leader, being headstrong, being maybe even like stubborn even. And then femininity has more to do with like your emotions. That is rooted heavily in misogyny. And in this verse, if the feminine is represented by the women, and that means like they're literally saying to be silent, there is no situation in which you should be you can be solely logical and also emit emotions. That's irrational.
It's needed, definitely. But that's where I was, and again, that's why I said I think I'm, it's a bit of a stretch with this verse, right? But kind of bringing it back home to, go home and just basically discuss this with your husband. That's where your, emotion and logical meet in the same person. I'm not saying a man with a penis.
Brady, it seems like you're trying to salvage the Bible. Like you want to keep this ancient text, and you're trying to like try to make it like something valuable out of it, and you're stretching it, and like maybe there's some psalms or something that's like easier. Okay, here's the easy thing to do. But with these things that are bad, you're trying to stretch it so far to retain this Bible, and at the end of the day, which I hate that expression, but it's literally like near nighttime, because if you've been at church all day and then you go home and talk to your husband, but like at the end of that day, you're trying to have these words, you're twisting the metaphor until it fits the thing you already believe. It fits your own confirmation bias that you already have.
That's
right?
A good point.
So like just ditch it and believe the thing without having to try to twist the words, because you're doing all this, burning all these extra calories, tangling up yourself in pretzels, trying to make this believe what you already believe, when you could just toss it and believe the stuff already, and then you'd have less misogyny because it would come from you instead of Paul.
I get what you're saying. I guess I'm just trying to say, like, there's use in, we make use out of trash all the time, right? And
yeah, and this is my problem, Brad.
Use it for kindling. Go ahead.
Is it like I get what you're doing. We all get what you're doing, and it's something that's familiar to you. And it's like, oh, look what I can do with this text, and look at the, like Mezzo says, the confirmations that I can get to my biases through the text, and that's fine. And we can do that with any book, and we can always do that everywhere, and that's cool. The problem is that you're perpetuating something by keeping this book around, because you're using it in, let's just imagine, in a healthy way. I think that there's probably still going to be questions there because the book is shit. But let's just imagine.
Doing your best.
You nailed it. That like every time you looked at the scripture, you got it right in the most positive way possible. There's a lot of people who aren't doing that, and they're believing it dogmatically, and you're giving them a justification of that in a sense, right?
So we're going to keep putting the 10 Commandments in schools. And we're going to keep putting Gideon's Bibles in hotels because it sells and people are getting good things out of it. And then meanwhile, all the psychopaths are reading it in hotels and realizing that they should now like vote for Trump because it says so in here. Like, it's a bad thing to support. Didn't I make you agree to Hitler last time?
I don't think that was me.
Oh, I thought I did. It happens all the time.
Yeah,
I probably shouldn't have said that. I could have made you do it.
To agree to Hitler, no.
I was kind of setting it up a little bit there. Like I
thought I had done it with her already before. I thought I'd already done it before, but I don't know. I guess that like.
There may come a time like in 1,000 years where literally no one could imagine believing this book dogmatically, where somebody like you could do that with the book. Just have fun with it. Just like we do with the Greek myths, right? We go, oh, I'm such an Aclophocles or whatever, you know. But right now we don't have that luxury. Right now when you do that, you're perpetuating a problem. You're supporting the Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh no, that's.
Let me try one more. Let me try an easier one, but I think it's still
Westboro
questionable, and it's something that the Westboro uses. Okay,
oh my.
We're in Psalm 73. Until the faint-hearted cry, "Lord, deliver us," which we send up to heaven today, would be transformed into an ardent prayer. Almighty God, bless our arms. When the hour comes, be just, as thou hast always been just. Judge now if we deserve our freedom. Lord, bless our struggle. What's the good out of that?
So the thing here, right, is going to be, and again, I'm not going to do too many gymnastics here, right? But I think it's because I personally believe that we have, light and dark within us. And so even with
that's the struggle.
Yeah. I mean, think about daily the things that you struggle with yourself, right? Regardless of any spiritual influence that you believe in or whatever, right? Just daily. I mean, it kind of, to me, it just all kind of comes down to the same thing. Like we struggle with the light and dark that make us a whole human inside of ourselves, right?
So when it says bless our arms when the hour comes,
right?
Like how does that, doesn't arms sound like weapons and stuff? Or do you think
Yes. And what weapons do you use to overcome things that you find a challenge, right?
All right. Well, I guess even though I said I was going to, you still walked right into it. That is a direct quote from Mein Kampf written by Hitler, and you found good in it.
Okay.
I said I was going to do it, and you did it.
I think, Brady,
let's turn trash into you can.
Yeah, you want Mein Kampf. You want Mein Kampf to be required reading, right?
No, not well. I mean, maybe so.
Do you see why?
Honest though,
Brady,
where we are now.
Maybe so.
But
Brady, you found good in Hitler. Okay, it's okay, Brady, to say, you know what, we should take Mein Kampf off the shelves. It's okay to do that. It's okay to get rid of the trash from the past.
But if
it's all right.
Know about the bad stuff, right? I feel like that might be why we are where we are here in America now, because people don't know what those signs were.
Great, I absolutely see the idea. I get the idea of going like we should keep this in the history books so that we don't repeat it, but we shouldn't keep it in the book so that we can find the good in Hitler's words. We should toss that book in the trash. We shouldn't recycle the good parts of Mein Kampf. We shouldn't recycle the good parts of the Bible. We shouldn't try to twist any words from evil men into valuable lessons of today.
That's fair enough. Touche.
Can I get an amen or a period?
Both.
But I say I shall.
As someone who's had one of those, I really don't think you want that.
Well, Mecca, can you take mine? Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, thanks for entertaining me, guys. I really tried to show my perspective, but I get exactly what you're saying.
I appreciate you, Brady.
Yeah.
You're so much better than the Bible. You deserve such a better book. Like, just read a new book. Keep reading
You're
Harry
awesome.
Potter.
Throw it away, please.
You're so much better. Like, J.K. Rowling is not a great person, but she's way better than Paul.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. Definitely. I'd agree with that.
Ditch the old book. Well, next week we'll deconstruct Harry Potter. Okay, but thanks for coming up. All right. Okay.
Have a good day.
I've Harry Potter wasn't a real wizard on my back.
Please.
Oh man, that's so hard to hear.
Is she better than Paul?
His lightning strike was a tattoo.
That's diabolical.
Did Josephus mention Harry Potter? I don't know. Board Knowledge, welcome in. You're our next guest here on the show. And sorry, we're just a little bit late. We missed it by a few minutes. Joel, I don't know if you want to hit the quick top of the
Okay.
Skip it? Want to skip it?
Yeah, I mean, if we missed it, usually we get it right on. So we should just if we...
Oh, do you?
It's just 10 minutes late. I think it's fine.
All right, well, apparently it's the top of the hour, folks. That's right. It's 1:10 p.m. Eastern time. And we're doing... I'm not into it.
Wait.
Oh.
What do you mean?
I feel like if we missed it, we shouldn't be doing it. We should only do it at the top of the... I feel like I'm lying if I say it's the top of the hour.
But it was the top of the hour. You can do it past tense. Or say it will be the top of the hour, maybe.
Board is sleeping. All right, let's do it. I'm going to pretend it's the top of the hour.
Board, did you fall asleep? Oh, this is the guy that requests up to snore.
That's why his name's Board, I guess. That's a funny joke.
Sam, do you want to do the top of the hour?
I don't really know how to do the top of the hour. I can try. I don't really know how to do the top of the hour. I can try.
Get through one loop and then throw it back to me, right? And so you kind of say we're up here, Christian's request up, and you got to be really energized and excited and stuff.
I like to say something like, we've got Board in the hot seat. I usually refer to it as the hot seat.
But call him Snored Knowledge. I think that'd be funny. Call him Snored Knowledge in the hot seat. And then be take it away, Mezzo. And you make sure you say it's 10 o'clock, top of the hour, or whatever time zone you're in. Okay, and go.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Atheist Sunday School. The Bible is what? Bad. And here with us today, we have myself, Joel, who doesn't seem to give much of a fuck. Board, who is in the cold seat. That man is very asleep.
Nice.
Right now it is 1:12 p.m. Top of the hour, Eastern Standard Time. Mezzo, take it away.
That was too good.
Perfect.
That was annoyingly good.
Oh, hell yeah. We're back. Sorry about that break. Gotta pay the bills with some sweet, sweet ads. And those ads are what are making this show free for you all. So make sure you go buy whatever car they tried to sell you during the break. And whatever prescription things they were giving you. Okay. Our next guest here is Snored Knowledge. You're up, Snored. What, hello?
Can I do... Sorry, he left. Can I do the top... Now that Sam did it so well, I'm kind of... Can I do it? Because I feel bad that I didn't do it because, that was too good.
Well, I mean, you want to do another one on this hour?
Is that dumb? Like, is it dumb to do like a double top of the hour? Because like, I just hate that. Like, that was so.
Like if
We
it
are
were
now
2
2
o'clock,
minutes further away.
like if it were the second hour and it were 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. Then fuck it. Okay. I won't do it then. Okay. Fine. That's fine.
I was gonna do it. Like I was gonna let him do it. I just wanted to make sure he wanted to do it this hour or next hour.
Yeah.
I wasn't being rude.
It looks like I stole his job. Did I steal his job?
It's not a hard job. I mean, like you did really good, but like he takes it like it's like, oh, no one else can do this.
He
Like
did
every
take it
radio
really-
station
Listen.
personality in history has done this. It's not like that big of a deal.
Listen, Joel, come back, okay? We need your specific radio voice, okay? Come back. We miss you.
It's not even his real account. He got in trouble for bullying, so like it's kind of weird. Anyways.
Oh, come back on the big black dick account. Come back.
So
Please.
first of all, it stands for Big Beautiful Dicks.
Oh,
second
my
of all,
fault.
it's the name of our podcast, so it stands for Bad Bible Debates. Everyone, make sure
Hell
you
yeah.
tune in tomorrow. New episode, season 2. But right now we've got Joel in the hot seat.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Forget it. Let's just move on. No,
Aw.
Sam did it really great. Let's just move on.
No, but you should.
No, I don't really want. I genuinely like it. I'll feel stupid if I do it, so I don't really want to do it. But yeah, no, Bad Bible Debates.
You don't want to do.
Thank you. Bad Bible Debates season 2 available tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Sorry, what?
On all apps.
Say that a little louder.
Bad Bible Debates season. You're tricking me into.
No, I just can't hear you because the drums are.
Bad Bible Debates season 2 coming tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm feeling my voice.
But what's happening right now?
Well, no. Could you just do it like a little bit louder so that we can all hear you?
Bad Bible Debates. We're doing that right now. It's Mezzo Debates live right now, and it's the top of the hour.
Yeah, it is, baby. You know it
Top of
is.
the fucking
You
hour.
knew it was gonna be the top of the hour.
We're live. It's the top of the hour at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we got Sam in the hot seat, and we're live with Mezzo Debates for Bad Bible Debates Subsidiary.
Oh yeah, we
and
are.
take it away, Mezzo. Take it away.
I've heard better ones. I think like it was like maybe that was within your like top 10 that you've done, but you did feel a little like you were. I don't know if you're tired, if you've had coffee.
That would be my 13th reason, bro.
I don't know, guys. I don't know if we're gonna top this.
What if we never see him again? What if we never see him again?
I'm gonna end the show. If he's not gonna be here, I'm ending the show. We're gonna stop.
He said, "I'm so embarrassed."
We're everyone be Christian, I guess. If we're not doing this anymore, that's fine. Be Christian for now. Tomorrow, there's a fly in here. Tomorrow, tune into Bad Bible Debates, the podcast, and then it'll deconstruct you again, and then you won't have to be Christian anymore. How are you, Sam?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Oh, we have a guest.
Oh,
They're not going to let. It's Joel, but they're not going to let you stay.
Am I allowed to be here? Well, sometimes if you leave and you come back, you're
yeah.
allowed
Sometimes
to.
that works.
Oh, okay. One time it like kept catching. It was when I was on yours.
Yeah, that's because you drew pornography.
Don't say that.
Oh, sorry, cornography.
Yeah, don't say I drew it. That was photographic.
Exactly. That's so rude.
Right, sorry, I apologize. You arted hardcore porn.
Yes.
Ow!
With art, it is all about who dealt it, right? That's a big thing. If you're an art dealer, he who dealt it.
This is true.
I think we are done though, right? I don't think we have any more guests. I think we've gotten them all cooked, and there's a fly in my piano here, so maybe we just end the live now. Let me see, like if other people are on.
I think the AU, what are they called again? Oh,
Unapologetic. I don't
Unapologetic.
know why they have it as AU, but whatever.
UA, maybe that was my fault. And then
No, they have it as AU. That is their mistake.
AU guest is the thing. They're apologetic un.
I guess.
No, they don't. They can't.
Let me
These three
see.
brainiacs.
No, it's
Yes.
you. It's UA guests.
No.
Aren't
That's their
us
link.
three better than them three though?
Yeah.
I
In a lot
think
of
so.
We might
think
be. I
so.
think the thing is that once they start, like all the like dumb Christians go over there because they're like, we can beat these idiots, and they're kind of scared to talk to us three. So, but let's raid over to them.
There's also Christ Before Jesus. I'd like to show. I think Jaren's great.
I know you do.
You don't like Jaren. Oh, interesting.
I love Jaren. I just hate that you like him more than me, and he likes
I
you
might
more
just
than
go
I
hop
like
up
him.
over there right after this because, yeah, Jaren's great. Christ Before Jesus. So check.
All right.
It's fucking ridiculous.
You know what? Protect your peace, King.
I'll tell you what. Everyone, go over to Christ Before Jesus and say Joel. Just give it to Joel. Say Joel raids Bible or whatever, and then that way they'll fucking be best friends, and he'll think he's super cool, and they'll let him up. And I'm gonna go I'm gonna go to church.
Oh, period.
When are you going live next, Sam?
Maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know.
Almost caught the fly. Everyone follow Sam if you don't, and catch her live. That's maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, and
Precisely.
and then that's it. I'm gonna jam to a song a little bit. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye. Let's do this tune. This is a little Weird Fishies. What a tune. What a song. Thanks again, everyone, for being up here. I do appreciate you so much. Go raid Jaren. Go raid AU, who's really UA. And give him a good mezzo raid. If you're going outside today, as always, make sure that you shout out to the sun and the mountains that you see as loud as you can. Say mezzo raid. Let nature know who sent you. I love you all so much. Peace out.